chasing that multi-ball magic, the stories that it tells. From the classic wooden cabinets to the digital spells, every play's a new adventure, breaks you from your shells. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, yeah, the show's about to start. Talking pixels, flippers, and the tech that stole our heart. From the joystick to the headset, come on and play your part. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, a brand new world to charge. Now we're strapping on the goggles, worlds are virtual and bright. Stepping into new dimensions, bathed in neon light. The future's here, it's crystal clear, and everything feels right. Connecting past and present.
Welcome to Hangin' Out. Let's do this.
The night.
Hey, there we are.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah. Man, I never fixed the screens. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Here we are
Beautiful.
again. Another Sunday.
Can you believe it? Another
Yeah.
fun-filled week has come and gone.
Yeah. So, hey, we had a first time I've ever seen this. Michael, Retro Gamer 1977, and Kaos. They both said first, and I don't know who is actually first because they both say the time that the post hit was 17, 47, and 59 seconds. So the exact second
Wow.
they both came in. So
Nice.
there we go. There we go. Phil was here next.
Hey,
Hey,
Phil.
Phil. Good to see you. Let's see. He asked if I put you in charge of spelling. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Maybe the thumbnail, Pet Cemetery, but that's the way it's spelled in the movie. So,
Right.
Yes, I am the pinball wizard of Mysterious Island FX. I actually, so far, unless he plays again, I'm ahead of Jabba. So I will take that all day, every day. So thank you for that, Polo, and good to see you. Pierre's here.
Pierre.
Everyone's saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. Torque is here saying hello.
Hello.
I guess Torque isn't a big fan of the Restream bot.
Oh,
Yeah, we have the bot going so that people that are on both channels can see the chat from both channels. Because sometimes the chat that's on the window over here, it's got lag and all that. So sometimes people's chats, when it gets going fast, you miss stuff because you don't always see it. That's why I run that bot. But I don't know. I guess if people don't like it, I could get rid of it. But Mike's Gaming Gala popped in. What up, nerds? I'll be back after dinner. Pretty normal. 7 o'clock Eastern is his dinner time on Sunday nights. So he stops in, says hi, and then he eats. Says Salvatore says good afternoon. Good to see you. This chick's here,
Kelly.
and this chick's here.
Megan.
Welcome. Good to see you, Megan and Kelly. Welcome to the show. Bunch of hellos. Our AI avatars are so happy. Yes, they are. And who's this guy? Derek's Pixeltorium is here. And Flight Quest 40. And a bunch more hello. So there you go. That's everybody who said stuff. minus all the LOs. So how's it going, Bo? How'd your week go?
It was a long week. I was actually off Thursday, but once again, that was because of doctor's appointments, so no fun had there. But they asked us to work the weekend, and then when they asked that, I said, well, I could probably do Saturday, not Sunday. And then I'm told, well, Sunday is the day the volunteers are going to come on. Well, too bad for you then. I'm not coming on Sunday. So,
right. Yeah.
And aside from that, I finally did do a little play last night, because I was texting you while you were in bed.
Right.
So I was playing some Sprint.
Right. Yeah, I actually sent that last reply to you from bed. I was like, yeah.
I wasn't expecting one back whenever I wrote. I'm like, I'll maybe hear from you tomorrow. And then you wrote back. I'm like, oh, holy crap.
Yeah. And on a Friday and Saturday nights, we have, my phone goes on do not disturb mode. So I knew I sent that one from the bed and then put my phone down. It's like, I figured you'd reply, but I wouldn't hear it. And then, yeah, you did. And I saw it in the morning. So, yeah, but we had our normal week and then the exciting weekend of work at the Avid Hotel. Now I got to put this one up here. Polo said, do you guys think Megan and Kelly should do a weekly gaming podcast? They thought about it, but apparently the name Megan Kelly is already taken. Some chick's using it already. So it was copyrighted. That was the only thing stopping it. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Derek is putting this in here. Let's say congrats to Megan for being YouTuber of the month. And Michael and Torso for nominations for next month, as was Derek, but he's not giving congratulations to himself.
Derek.
But yeah, there you go. There you go. Good job. Congratulations, Megan. Thanks to anybody
nice.
who's in the chat here. We're all friends. And I know a bunch of people that are in this chat went and voted for her and helped her get there. And I'm sure she appreciates that. Hey, Crypto Coffee is here. With Mother's Day coming up soon, I'm not going near any of these shows, not because it's Mother's Day, because I'm not sure which of your mothers, other than my own, that I'd have to acknowledge. They will all be acknowledged. He figured he'd beat Mike to the mom joke. Nice. Nice. We appreciate that, Crypto. But yeah, we had a fairly severe rain event yesterday. Not too bad, but not compared to people who get flooded out. But we were not sure we'd be able to make it home because the road conditions getting out here. And I talked to the boss about, if we can't make it home, I might need to stay at the hotel. And he said, yeah, just mark a room out of order and sleep in that. But we did. Shelby left at 11 to go to work on Saturday, 11 a.m. And she left the dogs in the house because it was raining. And we're like, if we end up staying in town, if we can't make it home in our four-wheel drive, Shelby's not going to make it home in her two-wheel drive. Right. That would mean the dogs would be locked in the house until we got home today at 3 p.m. They'd have been like 28 hours. And they had water. They'd be fine. They'd be hungry because there's no food out for them in the house. Their food bowl is outside. But we didn't want to walk into that mess.
Yeah, right.
They're pretty good dogs, but they can only hold it so long.
Right.
And so we said, we went a couple hours before work got over and the rain had stopped. And I checked the cameras out here and I'm like, the roads look like they're drying. Let's just go. And the forecast said by 6 p.m. all the rain would be done. So I'm like, well, if we can get home and the rain stops by 6, so it has all overnight to sink down the water and stuff, we should be fine. And it was fine in the morning. We got up.
That's good.
But yeah, I was like, man, it's nice. We had a free hotel room to stay in, but leaving the dogs in the house that long would not be pleasant. So we came home. Speaking of dogs.
Yeah. So people were partying out here. It's like 77 outside. So the neighbors
Yeah. I can't hear anything except that dog when that's the only thing I'm hearing. So you're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. But then today it's like got warm and sunny out, so I'm baking in here. Yesterday at showtime, if we'd have been on yesterday, or if yesterday's weather was today, other than the rain, it was like 65 degrees here. It's like, oh, that's perfect temperature to be out here
Right.
and cloudy, so the sun isn't baking the trailer. But that's okay. That's okay. In a couple months, I think I would be loving an 80-degree day.
Yeah.
We
Right.
know those days are coming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're going to be high 70s and then 80s the whole rest of the week. And then when you look at the forecast, I think next Monday is like back down to 50 or something like that.
nice. Nice. Yeah, let me see. I didn't check what our forecast is. But yeah, today it got up to 82 outside. And yesterday, I think the high got around 75. So it's not that much, but then the rain hit. So then it would drop way down. 83 today is what it predicted, but it didn't get there. 83 tomorrow, 82, 80, 86, 84. Saturday, 71. Now, I'm going to put in a request at the Weather Channel that we can just keep that 71 and sunny. Can we keep that until November?
Right. Yeah.
That would be good. Apparently, the Weather Channel doesn't take requests, though. And if you keep calling after they tell you they don't take requests, eventually they'll put a restraining order on you. So Kelly's not allowed to go anywhere near the Weather Channel now because I always used her phone. But Pierre was nominated too by Megan. That's right.
Yes, yes. That's
saw
why,
that.
we can't just come on here and straightforward endorse anybody this time because too many of our friends are in there. So,
Right.
anybody but Derek. Anyone but Derek.
I see now, and there's one other person that I don't know that Megan nominated. That's who I'm going to vote for, just so I don't have to pick sides. I don't want to hurt any of our friends, so I'm going to pick the one. I'm going to hurt them all instead of hurting most of them, because you know how that works. But yeah, I mean, I voted for Megan. I don't participate in that all that often, but I will this month again. I voted for Megan.
Right.
I think the last person I voted for that YouTuber of the month was you, Po.
Oh, so what happened there?
It's been a while.
I didn't even endorse myself. That was,
Po's like, yeah, I'm up for YouTuber of the month. Vote for Mike.
right. Oh, back then I didn't even know Mike that well, so it was BCB. I didn't know he was in the running, and Phil didn't know I was friends with him. So he nominated both of us, and I'm like, no, BCB and I have been following each other from way back. I'm like, oh, let BCB have it. So I did a thank you video just to Phil for the nomination, but it's kind of like, I'm not advertising this at all.
Yeah. Polo says, I always love 80-degree days. 80 degrees isn't bad. You know, especially if you're not out in the sun and you got a breeze. Yeah. 80 degrees can be really nice, but when I'm out here in this trailer and it's 80 degrees outside, full sun, this trailer will get up to 100 degrees. Right. So it is tough. So 70 is really nice. And I'm a big fat guy, so 65 is better than 80 because I'm fat enough that it adds 20 degrees to whatever the outside air temperature is. What is BCB, Ballistic Coffee Boy?
Yes.
That's who we're talking about here. Derek got a good score. Oh, did you play again? You passed Polo? Nice. That's good. Yeah, I got a crazy. I did my video, like always. I did my video for that pinball game, and I got like 2 million points. Stopped the recording and said, well, I'll play another one while I'm here and set up and everything's going. And I scored 8 million. So when I wasn't recording.
Right.
There might be something to that, though, you know, because you're talking and you're doing other stuff, and I don't think I always play as well. So I'm gonna pose this question to you, Po. I thought of this question earlier today when I thought should I come up with something for the show? And then I quickly dismissed that and said, nah. But then it's popped in my head when I just said that. Do you think that in some degree, your YouTube channel has, I don't want to say decreased the amount of fun you have playing games, but changed it to say the least? Because I find myself, what prompted this is I tend to record almost everything I'm playing. Because it's like, well, I'm going to play, I'm going to make a video. And there are times where you just want to play, and not, but I feel guilty sometimes because I played something and it's like, man, I could have made a video out of that or, whatever. So do you find yourself feeling that way too? Or you're like, almost feel like you're compelled to have to record? And then maybe you didn't have as much fun as you would have if you just sat down and
yeah, and it's not about what gameplay I'm going to capture. Like, it's going to be crap whether somebody's watching or not. But it's like you said, I've always loved to play old games, but I also love new, and I'm not playing new ones as much because when I put those videos up, it's just you don't get much of an audience for that if people are expecting old games. So it turns out old games are easy to do. You throw it on, usually like an Atari game, not necessarily an NES game, but Atari game, ColecoVision, Intellivision. You can just play that for 5, 10, 20 minutes, and the game's done. You don't got to save progress and pick up where you left off and remember everything the next time. It's just throw it in and have fun. Mm-hmm. And so those are easy to do. So I never complete a new game like Indiana Jones or Resident Evil, the newest one, the Requiem. I started that, and it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I got to sit down. I'm going to record it because if I'm playing this game this week, I don't have time to play anything else. So I'm going to put it up on the channel. And then it's like, well, next week I might not get to play. The week after that, I might not get to play. Then I'm going to play an old game or do one of our challenges. And then you come back to that new game and you don't remember what all the combos and everything were you're supposed to do and where you were in the game and everything. So yeah, it was a lot easier before a channel to just, hey, I'm going to play this game for a while, then I'm going to play this other game, whatever. Mm-hmm. Don't got to. So definitely, yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
but I love having the conversations and stuff about the games, especially these older games and the videos. Right. So.
Yeah, Derek says he likes your shirt. Saw a promo vid for Pastimes. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Crypto's keeping the ball rolling. 65 is also better than 80 when it comes to nailing moms. Then you're out of luck. My mom's like 82. FlightQuest said this, makes sense. When I fly in recording for my channel, I don't always fly precise as I should. Yeah, when I did flight sim videos, I would get people commenting like, hey, you missed this. It's like, yeah, because I was talking or I was worried about the camera
people,
or something.
Even though it's all in fun, can be brutal. Say you're playing one of these new games for the first time ever. So if I'm playing something for the first time ever, you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. I don't know the trick yet to beat this guy. I go in there and I die in the stupidest way possible. Everybody's coming on there. What'd you do? All you have to do is this, this, and this. I don't know. I've never played it before, I'm playing for you right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like me and our Atari challenges. I was just talking about that right. in the Creepers live stream earlier today. They were talking about some stuff, and I think Famous Crispy said he just got into Atari last year. He got his first Atari, kind of like I did, and
right.
I said, yeah, a lot of these times when we're doing, you pick a game. For a lot of times, if we do an Atari challenge, Poe picks the games because he knows a lot more about Atari than I do. That first time might be the first time I've ever played it. It's not a refresh for me. It's not let's see if I can remember. I've never played it. It's a first time ever.
I love that idea. Now, the more that I think about it, that it's a one and done. And I actually think maybe as long as people can play these games through an emulator, look up the game, more obscure games might be more fun that way. It's not something that, hey, I played River Raid every day of my life for 40 years, so I'm getting in on this challenge, And then somebody else says, I never played it before, here's my score.
Yeah.
So that might be the way to go. Find some other games that aren't talked about.
I don't care. I still have my what did I get? 860 points is still on the spreadsheet. I'm not hiding that. I'm owning it.
Yeah.
Crypto says people will watch just about any type of video, especially if you love your channel. That's why I don't get many views. This was said, first of all, GB Dreams, welcome. That background looks great, Poe. That is not the first time that someone said that, but I missed the other one that was scrolled off. Yeah, your background does look great, Poe.
And hopefully I don't get hit with a copyright or anything, because I grabbed that fresh off of Google before we started here. So.
Now, Hollywood Polo says, Mom just made some flour tortilla hamburger green chili tacos. It's Bliss. And I got to give him props for having a comment that starts with Mom and ends with Bliss.
All right.
Because there's all kinds of comments that can come off of that. But it does sound good.
It does sound really good.
Megan said she's been playing some games that she hadn't recorded, been playing Phantasy Star and Sega Master System, and haven't recorded a single second of it. It's for me. Yeah. Flight Quest, enjoyed watching you play Resident Evil. Part of it, never really know what the game is about. I still don't. Yeah. I'll laugh because it's kind of funny because Shelby's playing her way through that, and multiple times she's come home or come back over to our house, and she's like, yeah, I had to turn it off. I was too scared. And then we'll be like, and she'll refer to your video, Poe. She'll be like, yeah, remember when Poe was in this? So she watched them with us. I think the first one, while we were watching, she was over at the house. So I think she might have watched some of your videos on that on her own. So Shelby.
Yeah, I'm way behind because when was that? I posted that last one 2 weeks ago, but I actually played that one 3 weeks ago. And so yesterday I thought maybe I would play in the afternoon, but next thing you knew, it was time for Mike's stream. So I'm like, well, no time to play today. So didn't play it again this week.
Nice. GB says he's 45 and been playing video games since he was 6. Nice.
Yep. Definitely.
I was playing video games when you were 6 also, but I was not 6 then. I was 18. If my math is correct. My favorite taco is, well, ask Mike's mom.
Canadian bacon taco. Mike's not here.
It never stopped him from saying stuff about your mom when you're not around. So that's all good. Yeah, but I just had that thought the other day about how sometimes I just feel like playing just to play, which I do a lot more on that At Games Micro because it's right there. So I'll jump up. It's right in the living room. So it's not, you don't get the out of sight, out of mind thing. It's right there. Sometimes I'll have that thing on for 4 or 5 hours during a day. Just turn it on and leave it sit there. And then between videos I'm watching or whatever, I'll just jump up and play a couple games of pinball. And I don't.
Yeah, we're usually in the living room, and that's where I have the PlayStation 5, the Switch 2. So it's like if the TV's on. Now I do have the PlayStation Portal that I can stream the games to it, or just play the Switch in handheld mode. But I just never do anymore. Come evening, we watch something, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to come out here an hour or so before bed and watch whoever's live that night, which is a lot of people these days. So that takes up a lot of evenings.
It is. It's getting to where the evening time is most days is taken up.
Yeah.
Because we got Casey on Monday, Mike and Phil are on Tuesday. Crispy has a show on Wednesday, which also Go Game Go. He goes on Wednesdays also. I haven't been watching as much of his stuff as I used to, but he's on Wednesday. Greg and I are moving to Thursday for the Pinball Fun show. So Friday, because Megan and Derek go at 1 in the afternoon instead of evening time. That's the only evening that's like wide open. But Kelly and I go to bed at 8. So it's like we don't even watch a movie on Friday nights. So yeah. Which of the PS6 models are you interested in?
PS6.
Or what did I say? PS6? Did I say PS6?
PS5.
I don't know. He said PS6. Is there a PS6 that was announced?
Not that I know of, but I'm sure it won't be long until it is. I
Yeah.
don't.
Oh yeah, Pierre's
don't
on
buy
Monday and
it.
Tuesday too. Sorry, Pierre. Kelly got your back. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't buy them immediately anymore just because it's gotten so ridiculous. Get on a waiting list or get this place in line, be available live whenever I'm at work and stuff to buy this system. But I usually get the first iteration, so I don't end up waiting around for a pro that's going to be another couple $100 or whatever it is for a pro version. It does kind of irk me a little bit that that's what they do. Like partway through the life of the system, you already know there's going to be a pro version of it come out. You know, that's just, well, at that point, I'll wait till the next generation that's even better than this pro version that came out.
Mm-hmm.
But with things slowing down, time to play and everything, and just not feeling good half the time, I don't even know about the next generation. I've got every generation here somewhere in my house, either down in the game room or up in the living room. So got a lot of old games that could be played, and a lot of stuff that I bought that I played very little or not at all because I got them on like Black Friday deals. Some of that stuff for like PS4 is still in the shrink wrap. So
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, a couple of those games that I bought for my 7800 plus that I bought from that retro gaming store in El Paso, I haven't played those either. They're still sitting on the shelf.
yeah, and I was going through a few things from the last two Pittsburgh gaming expos last year and the year before. I still have the bags out here from when I did my pickup videos on, which means I never played any of them yet. They're still sitting there. So
wow. Yeah, I never even played Yar's Revenge yet, which means I've never played it yet at all, let alone the copy I have sitting there. So it's just, yeah, trying to find time to watch everybody and play stuff and make my own videos. It gets tough sometimes to just.
Yeah, because anytime I think maybe I'll slip a video in or record something during the weeknight, somebody's on, and I'm like, I'd rather get in the chat and have some fun before bed instead of making a video.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I also run into the problem. It's kind of the same problem with, 1,000 channels and nothing to watch, or when you decide you want to play a game and you look through your collection so long that you don't pick a game, or you're looking through your DVD collection, never pick a movie. I kind of feel the same way sometimes. I'm like, man, I got the Sprint. So I have a ton of games on that thing, and I'll sit there trying to think, what do I want to do that I'd make a video on? And then I can't settle on something. So then I just, look, Creep's on. I'll watch Creep instead.
Right.
Or
right.
It's time for this. So,
it happens all the time. And then there's also times like my channel's been around for so long, I'll have ideas. Like while I'm at work, I'm thinking of an idea for a show or something that I'm going to do in the evenings or even laying in bed. And then I'll get to a certain point down the road. I'm like, did I make that video yet? I don't know if I made that video or not. Now I got to go through all my videos to see, because I knew I thought about it. I have gameplay videos recorded back in December for Contra because I was going to do the US version of it, the Japanese version of it, and then the arcade and compare them. So all my gameplay video for that's done. The only thing I needed were intros and wrap-ups to it and tie everything together, and I just never did those two parts of it. So that stuff's still, one day I'll get to it. Maybe.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think, I haven't been going live other than our show and then my show with Greg. And because I'm the same deal. I'm always like, well, I can go live and play the Sprint whenever I want because it's so easy to go live with the Sprint. But I don't want to do the same games all the time. But there's so many games that I suck at or I've never played, or some that I just don't like. And I feel bad if I'm like, all right, I'm going to play some more Cloudy Mountain again. But sometimes, like, who was it that said it earlier? My brain is going blank. Was it? Gosh darn it, I can't remember. But I think people don't mind as much what you're playing because they're talking in the chat and having a good time amongst themselves a lot. It's like you just go live and give people a place to chat with each other. But yeah, so Flight Quest said he needed to go check to see if he was subscribed to you, and apparently he wasn't, but he is now. Number 612. So awesome.
Nice. That's okay. Usually what happens is I take one step forward and two steps back, like MC Scat Cat and Paula Abdul. So 612 now, and tomorrow morning it'll probably be 610 or 609.
Right. You're right. Well, if you got Paula Abdul in more of your videos, it might go either way. Right. Polo said, "You noticed I've reviewed a lot of the At Games pinball packs. Are they sending you the tables?" Oh, I wish. They're so
yes, after we send them $30.
Yeah, after I send them $30, they hook me right up. Yeah, and I talked about this. I think I talked about it a little bit on Thursday night's show with Greg. Yeah, it's $30 for a pack of 4, so that works out to $7.50 a table. But how many of these homebrews for Atari or Intellivision or whatever are you willing to spend $15, $20, $30? Just for the ROM. Let alone anything else. And if I see a ROM that's a game I wanted for the Intellivision for $15, I don't even think twice. Buy it, $15. So it's half the price of that per table. But it is steep, but it's not as steep as people think. I think it's sticker shock. We all paid $15 just for Indiana Jones on Zen Pinball, right. And a lot of us double and triple dipped on that. Their packs are up to $15 for 3 tables. That's $5 a table. So $7.50 a table. Yeah, if you want to do the math, it's half again as much, but it's only $2.50 more per table. Then it's not like it's $1,000, or you can buy a table from Zen. And a lot of the single tables are $6 if you buy a single table, $5.49 for Zen, or $5.99 or $6 even. At Games doesn't mess with all that. $6 even, or $5.49. That's not a big difference. And some of those licensed Zen tables, the Star Trek, that was $10 for one table. Right. But if you were paying $15 for 3 tables on Zen and $100 for 4 tables on At Games, that would be a harder pill to swallow. And I like these tables. I think they do a great job. These packs I'm buying, and again, I only buy the ones that are At Games exclusive because I have all the rest out here. I can play Zaccaria on this all day. So the only Zaccaria tables I have on that micro are the ones that came on it. So let's see. GB Dream says this generation is his last for gaming. Plenty left to explore from older systems plus homebrews. Yeah. Yep. And Derek says the current gen consoles are just getting expensive. Mm-hmm. And after watching Megan's video about the Steam machine, which I guess she did great with that video. She got a lot of people watching it.
That was good video.
Top tier of that is under 1,000 with the specs listed. It might be worth considering. Megan Poe, Bart, are you getting a Steam machine? No, I am not getting a Steam machine. It looks awesome. It's got some pretty good specs. What are they saying? 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck.
It's really. It would be tempting, but it's not in the budget. That's for sure. But when's that stop me?
Yeah, it's kind of like I just said with Zaccaria. I can play Zaccaria out here. I can play Steam games out here. I have no desire to hook a Steam Deck or a Steam machine to my TV. I got a tiniest little spider, like teeny tiny. It keeps dropping down in front of my screen. Right now it's in front of you. Now it's a little above your head. And then it'll drop all the way down to about here on my screen and then up to just over your head. So I keep getting distracted by that. So I have no plans on buying one unless they came out, hey, we're having a special, $150. Then maybe I would.
Oh, yeah.
That's not going to happen. Maybe instead of doing the intros and outros, you could save 50 minutes of video time and just post a game.
Yeah, well, and I could, but then I wouldn't even want to have a show anymore because I did the channel for me and my son to begin with, and it was just I wanted to talk about these games and memories about these. You can find gameplay on any of those videos anywhere, and of course, it's far better than mine. But
yeah. And I'm sure Derek was teasing, but that's the reason why a lot of us like your videos, Poe. It is the intro and outro and talking about the game, because like you said, same with my channel. You can find people whether if I'm doing flight sim, you can watch Flight Quest 40. He does a lot better at flying than I do. You can watch other guys drive truck sim. You can watch guys play Intellivision way better than me. You can watch guys play Atari a ton better than me. So I'm hoping that the people are watching my videos because they like watching me cuss at AI drivers on the thing or just bullshitting. And with Poe's, it's a lot about the intros and the outros. I like a lot. But Kelly says your birds are happy.
Oh yeah, they're going nuts out there.
Let's see. Flight Quest 40 just finally crossed into 3-digit area. Nice.
Excellent.
It seems like only 7 years ago I got to 100 subs, and now I'm at 700 subs. Polo did. He was gifted Indy, so he didn't pay the $15. I paid $45 for Indiana Jones because I bought it out here. I bought it on the Switch, and I bought it in VR.
Yeah. I think I bought it for Switch, PS5, and VR. So yeah, I'm guilty. Guilty is charged.
Yeah. Let's see. Crypto Coffee. By the way, I still have a code for the TMNT pinball game for @Games HD tables. Thought I could use it on my Legends Ultimate Stick. It doesn't work. DM me in Discord.
Nice. I already bought it. Of course, I can't ever wait. So.
Right. So did I. Maybe any of the other people that bought the micro when Poe and I got it. I don't know if Casey's here. And I think they got all the issues fixed with the UUID.
Yeah, it's working for me.
So I know the big problem with that is if you get the UUID error and you can't get logged in, you can't buy tables, right? Because you wouldn't be able to get them put on.
Yeah.
So
I didn't really think about it. I bought those tables. I wasn't able to upload a high score that whole time, but I was able to buy tables, and then eventually got to the point where I couldn't even log in, or if I did log in, it would be logged in for like a minute and log me back out. So I turned the Wi-Fi off until you mentioned that again the other day, that people were saying it was good to go. So
yeah. Crypto says he thinks Steam Machine will be $600 to $900 depending on storage. That's what I'm hearing, somewhere in there. Derek says, yeah, I should probably actually talk about the games more. See, I don't do a lot of the talking about the games. I just talk while I'm playing, usually talking shit about myself. And
that's always the fun part too, though.
And I'll be honest, I picked up some of my early subs were telling me that that's part of the reason why they started watching my channel is because I talk while I'm playing. And because there's a lot of people that just play the game, and it's a great way to showcase the game. But I'm kind of the same way. And I know Megan has a lot of her videos that's just gameplay, and they're fun to watch. She does a great job playing them. But I miss the interaction of the person. And I said something to Casey one time, and he just said, well, I'm going through a series where that's all I do is the gameplay. There's no talking. It's just, here's the original 125 from Intellivision. I'm doing 4 minutes, 6 minutes of gameplay, however long it takes, with no talking. But I was like, yeah, I just like hearing people talk while they play.
Yeah.
And for me, like if I go to truck sim videos, if I see someone's got an awesome truck sim setup, but then they're just driving and they don't talk at all, I last about a minute and I turn it off. I like hearing people talk, even if it's just rambling, kind of like our show. We're just talking about whatever, and that's if you.
And sometimes you even forget what you said, and somebody will bring it up in the chat, quoting you. It's like, did I say that? Let me go back and I did.
Yeah. Now Mike's Gaming Gala, he's pretty good about putting timestamps when he leaves comments. But the other day he made a comment on one of my videos, and he's like, "Oh, that was hilarious," and he made a little hint of no clue what he was talking about because it was, sometime in a 30-minute video. It's like, oh, what did I say? I don't know. But I did have to laugh because I don't know if you saw. I don't remember which truck stim video it was, but I did. I don't know why. I just lately started. I know why. I like the sound of the horn. But whenever I start a truck sim video, I'll say, welcome back into the Freightliner. And he said, it reminds him of you doing your pro style video. And I was like, that's kind of, there's Mike back. He knew what we were talking about. I'm like,
I think somebody asked me one time where that came from.
To emulate you. I just honked the horn twice.
It's just something that happens, right? I don't even know where that came from. Or even like things like my name, how I chose it for the channel. I mean, I know where my nickname came from and everything, but like adding the Mr. and stuff like that was just something that happened.
Yeah.
And, the snapping and clapping.
That is funny. Yeah. Crypto says you need to make more AI thumbnails and animations so it can turn more people bald. And then after that, Mike came back in. That's what he was coming in.
Yeah, the problem with it, whenever I made Mike's character, it was from one of a screenshot of one of his streams, and he had the camera like down lower, so it was just like the top of his head was cut off. So when it made it, it's like there's another bald YouTuber.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of times I was having the opposite problem. I would try to make an AI character of myself, and it would put hair. The bald up top, but the typical, bald guy, the hair. And I'm like, I mean, I do. If I were to let it grow out, it's not far off. But I do have a little patch that grows right here, and then I got my little bald spot back there. So if I was in the Green Mile, they wouldn't have to shave it. But it always wants to put hair around the sides of my head. And then you had the opposite problem with Mike. It took his hair off. So in real life, Mike and I are somewhere between where our characters get created. Let's see. Polo says, are you and Poe interested in the Wonderland TMNT mechanical pinball table? I'm interested in it. I won't be buying one for the same reason I didn't buy the first one. I'm more likely to buy this one because of the theme, but I'm still living in Dust Bowl, Texas, so having a physical table just is not feasible. I'd have to just leave the glass off because I'd have to clean it so often. But yeah. So, it's not the brand new table, says Crypto. It's the OG. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did not know there was a different one. Interesting. Has your blue screen issues gone away? Oh man, now that I put that up, probably not. I did find some stuff on my computer. I did a update on my motherboard. I had to flash the BIOS with some stuff, and knock wood, it hasn't since. Let's see. Derek's talking to Megan about the switching to Linux. For Megan, has been so great with the chat. Yeah, there was a good chat session on the show with Megan and Derek on Friday. You're being the you in YouTube. That's right. Yeah. No, that's funny because I forget. Especially sometimes on the truck stim videos, I'll do 5 in 1 week, and then I don't expect people to watch all those. But Mike has been awesome. He goes back and he'll hit me up. He'll send a message. Hey, I'm catching up on some of your videos, and he'll timestamp a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So thanks, Mike. I appreciate you going in there, and he leaves good comments that make me laugh too. Post snap is almost identical to data snap in Star Trek Generations. Nice. Yeah. Well, now Mike was gone. Mike's Gaming Gala was gone eating his dinner. when I pose that question to you, I'd be curious to Mike what his thoughts are about.
We should have had Mike on tonight.
We should have. Yeah. Well, he still could come on. I think he still has the link. But, yeah, I don't know. Mike has Mike's channel really took off. He has a great channel. He's got a lot of subs, and it's doing a great job. Is there any negative effect as far as your getting to play games just to play games, because now your channel is feeling like a priority where you actually have to record, or you feel compelled to record, and it takes a little of the fun away, or are you just enjoying all of it? Because I do it when I drive truck stim and I don't record, it's almost boring to me because I'm not talking, I'm just driving. And in a way, it's nice to just relax and enjoy the scenery, but at the same time, I feel weird, especially if I see something cool, or if I crash or someone cuts me off. I'm cussing at the AI drivers like I do, and then I realize I look like an idiot because I'm just sitting here by myself yelling at a screen.
Road rage, virtual road rage.
Yeah, virtual road rage. Hey, famous Crispy is here.
Crispy.
Yeah. Come on, your mom's face. MeganTron says, yes, you guys are great in the Megapixel chat. Sorry I can hear you, but I had to get the. Now we know who got the dogs out. Hey, look, Mike says, give me 10 minutes and I'll hop on.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Got a train going through along with all the partying.
Nice.
Train stem.
Yeah. Derek says needs to get back to truck stim and recording. I thought it was funny. I typed in the chat Megapixel, Megan and Derek, something about a truck stim. And I think Megan thought I just typoed when I said stim. I said, oh no, that's an old Poe. That's an old Poe callback. Ever since you did that, or he did that truck stim thing, I say it all the time. But
yeah, I should probably do some kind of playlist for people that don't know old Poe, because he hasn't been around too much. But the problem is, a lot of those ones that I made were made for the show, so I never had individual videos of them. They don't exist on my phone anymore. I would have to go clip them out of our old shows, and I don't even remember which shows he showed up in, so it'll be a lot of work.
Right. Megan said, who let the dogs out? I did. Poe got the clean lid tonight.
Yeah, new.
That is your brand new, right?
My Big Lig Chew.
Big Lig Chew.
Put my pins on it, my enamel pins.
Yeah. I'm still
But
waiting.
they get me every year,
Yeah.
Every year they come up. Well, usually twice a year they'll come out with something. I skipped the Happy Gilmore one, I think, last year. So I did hold off, didn't do that one. But yeah. Most of the others.
I'm still waiting because ever since the Popeye hat, I get their ads all the time and all their emails and stuff. And I don't wear hats very often since, I think I told the story before, since I shaved my head. Once I started shaving my head, regular ball caps just feel weird to me.
All right.
So I'm wondering how one of those would feel.
I love this one. I think this is the 8 panel. They have different paneled ones. I think these ones feel great, whether I'm freshly shaven or not. You got to know you got to measure your head with Boston Scally before you buy, know which size you're gonna get and everything. Yeah,
I told Kelly that, and she said like this big. I said wrong head. Sorry.
And you do have to watch if you're ordering these. I think this is the first time ever they're doing kids version of it too. So don't order the kids size. They have they have Big League Chew hats for little kids, and then for us big kids.
That's how Kelly goes shoe shopping in the kids section.
Well, Kelly might get her one of these hats, kids, and it comes with a pouch of Big League Chew, and so I got excited about that, and I grabbed a wad of it like I did when I was a kid. Well, actually, when I was a kid, I think I put the whole pouch in at once, but I grabbed it and I threw it in there, and next thing I know, it was stuck to bridge work and everything else, and as usual, the flavor was gone in about 3 minutes. So.
Right. So what's your favorite Big League Chew bubblegum flavor?
Well, this one, I don't remember this one as a kid. This one here was cotton candy. I don't remember them having that when I was a kid. I think they just had like regular, and they had grape.
I saw that in the ad, and I was thinking the same thing. And I like the grape.
I loved the grape when I was a kid.
But I like regular bubblegum flavored bubblegum too. So it's kind of like, I wasn't going to say no to regular. But
the regular was really good. I think the other one they have is sour apple. But of all the hats, I probably would have liked to get the grape. But this, I thought I liked the color combination on the cotton candy one more. The neighbors, I think they're really drunk right now, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of hooting and hollering there. There might be some cornholing going on out there too, and I'm not talking about the game.
Speaking of cornholing, Chuck's here. DJC Game Studios says, "Well, hello."
I wonder if Boston Scally will come out with a Manus hat now that Chuck's here.
Yeah. Speaking of going live with Intellivision stuff, like I was talking earlier, I can never decide. That's the other thing. Chuck is on so often. If you want to watch Intellivision streaming, DJC Gaming Studios is the place to go. He's streaming all the time, and then I feel like I'm copying him.
Crypto just grossed me out. Crypto, that takes a lot. Are you saying my mom's freshly shaved? Oh no, she's 80 years old. That's gross.
I didn't get that far down yet. I'm
sorry.
Boston Scally. They need to quit telling me to buy hats because I never cease to listen. That's Poe's problem.
Right. And my big problem was the latest one that I got was the Christmas Story one before this. So I held on to their. They had a special Christmas card with, so much off. Use this. It was like holiday cheer or something was the code. So I held on to it, and then whenever I went put it in, it didn't say there was an expiration date. But when I went to put it in for this hat, that code didn't work anymore. I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me there was a limitation on my cheer, Boston Scally. What the heck?
Yeah, I'll throw this up briefly for anyone who didn't see it on the sidebar. DJC's saying grape bubble yum is the best. Yes.
Oh, very good. Yeah. And I even like you said, regular bubble yum back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. If they still
I used to get pink lemonade. Was it Bubble Yum or Hubba Bubba made that one? That one was good too.
Oh, I don't think I ever had that, but yeah. Mom got the weed whacker out for you. Question for me: the machine behind you, is that the one you built with plywood and a TV for a play screen? Yes. I had the TV already. This monitor that's back here that you can't see for the back glass, that was a monitor that I had in a multicade that I no longer needed once I got my IRcade. So I put that in here. I bought a button pack with a encoder chip that's USB, goes into the computer. That's that, and the piece of plywood is all I bought to build this machine. So I literally had like $50 into it when I first built it. And every time I've updated my computer twice, but that's as much for the Stim games. So I don't count that as part of the. And when I first built the pinball machine, I didn't even have a computer out here. This computer was actually just sitting in my shed, hadn't been used in a couple years, and I fired it back up for the pinball. Then I started doing other stuff, so I upgraded it. But yeah, this was complete home build. It looks much better on TV than it does in real life. I am a wood butcher. I am not a finished carpenter in any way, shape, or form. All these silver parts, this is just paint. The legs are 2x4, 2x2s. This is paint. I don't have any chrome. I don't have anything fancy, but it works. I can come out here and play pinball. And I used to have an accelerometer on it so I could nudge and all that stuff for VPX. But
that almost got me in trouble on the micro, since I put legs on. And I didn't do a video about putting the legs on. I waited long enough to put them on, and that's pretty much straightforward. But I put the legs on it, so I have it sitting. Right now, it's not in a permanent spot. It's in the middle of the floor of the basement. But one of the challenges or something there, I went to nudge. and I'm holding on to this thing. It's a micro, and I'm just like, oh, it's like, holy crap! I better calm down a little bit with that.
Yeah, I have my own tilt sensors now that Kelly put on the thing. Shelby got Kelly a couple of stuffed like garden gnomes, and they're kind of like Weebles. They don't have legs; they just got the round bottoms, but they're plushies, so they just kind of you set them on there. But she put them on top of the back glass, so if I get to nudging too hard, they fall onto the screen, and then I have a built-in excuse for when I drain. But yeah, so if I nudge too hard, it ends up falling off. And as Kelly said, this is one of my favorite sayings. It's good enough for the girl I go with my framing, because if she's with me, she's not too picky. So that's one of my old bosses used to say that all the time. And after about a year, I'm like, what does that even mean? And he goes, what? Good enough for the girl I go with? Yeah, because if she's with me, she's not too picky. So that's good enough. Move on. Yeah. So do we want to talk about the demon attack scores as they sit? And do we want to? Are we going to let it sit another week and come up with something for next week? Or
yeah, let's. I mean, unless we want
to just pick a game.
We could do that too.
And we're getting into just shoot individual videos for our channels.
Yeah, either way doesn't matter. Yeah. So we're already done. You and I are done with Demon Attack. I think probably most of the people that we're going to play are already done with it.
Yeah, let me throw this up here real quick. I had it all ready to go. Let's see if I can get us on here too. But look at Creeper.
Yeah, look at that.
Creeper was destroying, and then Mike played, and Mike had a really good game.
Yeah.
And Casey's in here with 4,900.
Yeah, and then Casey cheated. And
Pierre cheated. Megan cheated. See if you can sense the pattern. Michael cheated. Chris cheated. You cheated. Derek cheated.
Now this all determined who I was going to vote for YouTuber of the month. Derek, you've got my vote.
Derek's got his vote. It was all based on the Demon Attack. And I posted in, and Creeper played Demon Attack earlier on his live stream, and he got over 10,000. I posted in the Discord, and I don't know how people missed it, but I'm pretty sure the rules were anyone that gets only a 3-digit number gets 10,000 points added to their score for the skill of staying under 1,000. So I just didn't update this quite yet. So, but yeah, that's a pretty good turnout. That is a pretty good turnout. I didn't count. What do we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people played this week. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And Poe and I, there was a good battle on the Discord about one and done or not one and done. And that was funny. But Poe and I were very firm with all of our rules. We say one and done, unless you don't feel like it, then whatever, you know.
Yeah, all right. It is, it is a lot of fun to see somebody get a score and then you play a bunch and you beat them and you put it up and then you're neck and neck. But again, that's something that everybody with challenges does. I don't recall anybody ever doing a one and done. So kudos to Bart for that idea, because I think for us, just to make it different, that's the way to go. It's all the honor system, but
it's the honor system. You could cheat if you want. Yeah, 868 and done. Yeah,
But like I said, being that it's that way, and there's some people that never played it, and then there's other people maybe they play it 900 times a day. Maybe it is time to start looking at some other titles that aren't as well known. That way, everybody's kind of.
Yeah. So why don't we do this? Let's just finish out the Demon Attack. And we'll say next week we're going to come back and we'll talk about it during the week, and we'll come up with something more obscure. And so next week we'll have a new tournament. I mean, you could still post scores, but on Demon Attack, but for the most part, I think everyone that was going to play. What I thought was funny, like you said, some of us, me. I'd never played Demon Attack. I played it on Intellivision. I've never played it on the 2600. That was my first game ever. Creeper almost felt like he was apologizing when he posted that score. He's like, I play it all the time. I fit. And it's like, it's fine. You're allowed. There was no money involved. It's not like it's a big deal. And it gives us all something to shoot for. Yeah. Megan says, post a score and done. Yeah. Not Phoenix. Yeah. I didn't play. Megan, is yours over? She did the Phoenix for the 2600. I don't think I got to it. But I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do the Pac-Man one, but then next thing you know, it was over that night. I was going to play it.
Yeah. So I got in on the Pac-Man. I didn't play Phoenix, though. It was a weird week for us this week. You know, we're off during the week, but this week really flew by for us. And I don't know if it's because Kelly wasn't feeling good. And we were on the fence for especially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on whether we needed to take her into the doctor. And but by Thursday, she really started feeling better. The weekend was tough on her because she's back to working, so she's moving around a lot, and it's sore again. Megan's is done at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. Okay, so I'll try to play it after the show and get you a score. And well, I don't have a link to her Discord in the description, but find her Discord and go over there. Check it out. Megan's got a fun Discord also. Derek says it was over a while ago. I don't know. My score is not going to change anything in the Phoenix competition except for maybe the bottom. There may be a new foundation if I do get in there because I've never played it. Hey, here we go. Now we're talking. Booyah.
How's it going, guys?
All right. Hey, you took over my whole green screen look.
I know. So I'm not recording any green screen. I have been asked to. Okay, so the guy who made like Winsley's Guardian, stuff like that, he also wrote a book called 5 Clans of Tresebra. And he's creating a animated visual novel. And the reason my voice is so, I've got 457 lines as the narrator of his novel.
Wow.
So this is to help prevent like my decent mic, and this is to help prevent echo from my small room.
Nice. Well, welcome to the show, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I promptly got you up in your top right corner.
I like it up here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I take the humble spot at the bottom.
That's fair.
Which
I heard you were a bottom.
Yeah. It's just convenient because then I can block, because my camera sits down here. I can block myself with my camera and still see you guys because I don't need to see this. I see it enough. Yeah. But
so just to talk about Poe's signature snap and your signature beep beep. Poe's signature snap, the very first time I saw it, I thought he was actually replicating data from Star Trek, because he does that. He's like, forms, where are you, little life forms? And then he goes at the end of the song.
That was from growing up and watching the Three Stooges. And my dad would always do that too.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I remember thinking it was the coolest thing when I saw it in Star Trek, and I actually taught myself how to do like the triple snap, because his is a little different. He does like a triple snap and then a tap.
Yeah.
At the top.
My dad's favorite Three Stooges thing was he would quote Curly when he was trying to think of something. He'd always say, "I tried to think, but nothing happened."
Right.
I used to love the Three Stooges. I haven't watched them in ages. They've got like all their stuff is for free to watch on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I should watch some more of that.
So the one where Larry puts the bowl, or he goes to get the bowl out to cook, and it's up high, My dad always loved it. Well, my dad loved them all, but he goes, pull it down, and it's full of water. It dumps all over his head. And Larry's like, "Who's the stupid imbecile that?" "Oh, I did it." He realizes he set himself up there.
Nice. Chaos is back. Good to see you, Chaos.
Chaos.
Kelly says, "That's cool, Mike. How fun." Yeah.
And yes, Megan's right. That data thing is from Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
So he has the emotion chip, and then as the ship's about to crash into the planet, I thought it was so awesome at the time. He just like Data, who's always like the straight, no emotion. He goes, "Oh shit!" I love that.
Yeah. One of my favorite Data quotes was in First Contact when he was tempted by the Borg. And Picard asked him how long, and he's like 0.48 seconds. But for an android, that's an eternity. It's like,
I don't remember that line.
yeah. He says that after his face is all melted off, the flesh she had given got taken out, and he's like, yeah. So I like that.
0.48 seconds, but with your mom, that's an eternity.
That's right. Exactly. That's what the original line was. Matter of fact, I saw it in the DVD extras, the bonus features.
Oh yeah, Picard's mom was a whore.
Yeah, just to come right out and say it. That's bold right there.
I boldly go where no man has gone before, like your mom and all the chats, mom.
You can tell that Mike is a pro because he pointed in the right directions. Bart is still like, "Hey, Bart's here with us tonight." And
there is plenty of evidence of me being like, "Look at this guy."
I try.
So we have to. Oh, go ahead.
I try to use, because my background is real live. I try to remember. I'll be like, if someone was on that side, I'm like, it's the pinball side. Point towards the pinball, or it's the door side. Point towards the door. But I still screwed up earlier, trying to point at the chat. I'm like, yeah, the chat on the screen, and then I point off the, but yeah.
The one thing, and I'm positive it's a setting in here too. You can mirror your camera, so then it like I'd be like, oh yeah, it's. But now see, I'm used to pointing the right direction, but
right. So now it'll mess you up, but then people can't read your T-shirts.
I got to put it back.
Half of our deal is people like our T-shirts. You know how
that's
that
right.
works.
You got to tell people to flick your balls.
That's right. Yep. That was I think that was a Christmas present from Poe. That flick.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a Christmas present. I always know when I get something from Poe because it's addressed to Old Man Bart,
Old Bart.
Old Bart.
There's no man in there. That's Casey's thing.
That's a Casey thing. He just puts Old Bart on there, but it finds me because I'm in a small town. They're like, oh yeah, that fucker. I think it is safe to say, though, I probably am the only Bart in this town. So we are a town of 2,000 people in West Texas.
There you go.
So not a very, very good chance that there's more Barts.
Well, I've seen Blazing Saddles, and that kind of takes place in the Old West, but Bart was his name.
Right? Black Bart. That was a play on
he literally was Black Bart.
Yeah. That was a play on Black Bart. Yeah. Such a great movie that could never be made again.
Oh, I love that. My dad loved that movie. I remember my girlfriend came over and we watched that movie, and my dad was in the room, and it gets to the point where like she turns out is it twoo what they say about when it turns out the light? Oh, it's twoo. And we're laughing, and my dad just his eyes get wide and looks over to us. It's like, I should not have put this movie on.
Yeah. I like when he's first approaching the town. The sheriff is Don.
He's a near. He's a near.
Oh, God darn it. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Everybody stay back or he gets it. Oh, Lordy, please come down.
Isn't somebody going to help that poor man?
Best line, the best line in the entire movie. There's two best. It's like, Are we awake? Well, that depends. Are we black?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we are.
Right.
Well, then we're awake, but we're very confused. That's
Very
number one. But number two is steady as a rock. Yeah, but I shoot with this.
Right. Well, I like the follow
Son
up.
of a bitch shot me in the ass.
Yeah, I like the follow up in the first part when he's very confused, and then Sheriff Bart asks him what he wants to do. I don't know, play chess, screw. How about we play chess? There's so much in that movie. It's almost one big quote, and
it's so great.
Kelly and I, we watch a lot of reaction videos, people reacting to songs from the 80s, metal song, hip hop people that are figuring Iron Maiden. And we watch that movie all the time just to watch the younger generations flip out just from the first scene when they come up and tell them to sing a song. And they're like, what did he say?
Swing low.
And when the young kids watch like All in the Family, I love those ones because they're just like, this was on TV. They can't believe it.
Right.
Yes,
and some of them, they don't get the whole concept with All in the Family that, it's not a racist show. It's making fun of the racist on the show. Right. And and then they decided, let's double down and we'll make the Jeffersons a spinoff. So we'll have the other side racist. We'll just piss everyone off that doesn't understand sarcastic comedy.
Well, and this is one of the things that has always bothered me. And so I remember, so I think it was on the Craig Ferguson show back when he was doing it, but Mel Brooks was on, and he gets his comb out and he combs his hair down, does a little Hitler mustache and starts doing that. And everyone's like, no. And he's like, why? And my thought is if you can't make fun of Hitler, who can you make fun of?
Exactly.
You should be able to make a mockery out of anything.
Yeah.
It's all where it's like the short joke. You said it before. It's like the short jokes with Kelly. If it's coming from a mean-spirited place, that's different. But the jokes themselves are fine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's there's more to it than just the words of the joke.
Yes.
And people can't figure that out. I like it's a fun watch is to watch back when Don Rickles was on Craig Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he'd pick out people from the Philippines and because he was in World War II, and he'd do that. 2 years I looked for your uncle in the jungle. And Ferguson was just like, he picks up his cup and he's like, oh, Jesus.
Yes. Yeah. And Megan's right. I used to sit through the last little bit of Letterman to watch Ferguson. Ferguson was a big highlight for me.
Yeah,
Ferguson was awesome.
Hey, Gamers Effects, how's it going?
Yeah, some of the best old clips that you'll find are on the old Carson show, where they had Don Rickles, Buddy Hackett, different people like that on there. You didn't say Gamers Effects. Hey, how's it going? Sorry.
One of my favorite Carson clips, and I go back to it every once in a while, is Doc Severinsen was actually filling in for what's his face. Oh, the names are leaving me
McMahon?
now. Vince. Yeah, not Vince, but filling in for McMahon, Ed McMahon, and it was like a Thanksgiving show or something, and you could see Doc is just he's going through a divorce at the time. Obviously, Johnny's been through a couple at this point. And they're just talking about their ex-wives and Doc's like, oh, I always wanted spaghetti on Thanksgiving, but my wife's like, no, you got to have a turkey. And he's just like a moody fuck. And Johnny is laughing his ass off. And he's like, and now I get those calls every Thanksgiving. Are you having your spaghetti?
Yeah, I like watching the clips of Carson when Rodney Dangerfield was on. Because it was like Carson was just along for the ride.
There's a few guests that are like that, not just on Carson, but on other shows too.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield was definitely one of them. Robin Williams was one of those, you just sat him down and let him go.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
Well, it cracks me up with Dangerfield, especially, it seemed to me, because the comedians come out and they'll have their 5-minute bit, and then Dangerfield sits down and does another 10-minute bit for the whole time. It's
Right.
And all
Yeah.
Johnny was doing was setting
You
him
all
up.
know my doctor, Vinny Boom Butts.
You mentioned, Robin Williams, and his hero was Jonathan Winters. And they said you could not get
Oh, I
those
love
two
Jonathan
together
Winters.
because they just wouldn't stop. Like a Jim Carrey in his day, those two just wouldn't stop. They would just keep going.
Yeah, there's some funny clips you can find on YouTube of Robin Williams and Jonathan Winters on Carson. And it's just Carson just sits and watches the show.
The one Carson clip that's disturbing to me, do you remember, what was the host? Super Sloppy Double Dare, Mark Summers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was on, I think it had to have been the 90s. That's when that show was going on. But Burt Reynolds was the guest before him.
Yeah.
And when he comes on and they're asking, it's just, and some people said it's made up, but that Mark, he had an interview later saying, no, I mean, Burt was just being a total asshole. And he was. If you haven't seen the clip, go watch it.
Yeah.
But Burt's just being a dick, saying all kinds of stuff, making fun of that show that Mark was on. And finally, Mark made some kind of joke about, at least I'm still married. It was something like that.
Yeah.
And that set Burt Reynolds off.
To bring it back to Craig Ferguson, Burt Reynolds was on an episode of Craig Ferguson, and I remember he showed the clip. He's like, before you bring the guest out, you show a clip from whatever they're working on, and it's like there's no dialogue. It's just like Burt Reynolds looking awkwardly at a dog or something, and then it cuts back to Craig Ferguson. He's trying not to crack up. He's like, what? What the hell was that? Before he even brings him out, that is the tone that is set.
Nice. Yeah.
And Rick Kaos, I can't tell you any really funny, racy, raunchy Canadian jokes because they're all about you guys. And I am a guest on this show, and I'm not going to make it political, but trust me, we have a lot of them.
Right.
And Bart did have a question for you. The question that you posed to all of us here.
Yeah. I'm sure you heard it, right? Did you hear what I was getting at?
I did hear it, but you can repeat it.
Yeah. So, basically, we're all into this because we played games for years and all that. And now that you're doing YouTube and you're spending so much time playing games for your channel, is there a detrimental effect as far as your just sitting down to enjoy playing games? Does it affect that side of your life?
100%. The only video games that I play outside of my channel are whatever I play with my kids. And now my kids are 20 and 17 and 11. So sometimes I play with the 11-year-old. Very rarely do I play with the other guys. But like right now, I'm testing Anthropomorphic Force 2. I actually beat it yesterday. So
Nice.
Aside from some minor things, the game's basically done. Like it can be beaten, and it's challenging. It's really good. It's typical Oscar Kenneth fare. But this coming week, I'm going to be streaming. My 2:00 streams on Saturday used to be whatever I felt like playing, and then and that's like playing with your friends, right? Like the chat will give you your 4 out of 10s, and they'll make mom jokes and whatever. But you're hanging out and you're playing a game you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I don't want to play these games, but this coming week is Oleani Games. He sent me some games, so I'm going to stream them. Now that stream is used as like if somebody sends me a game, I know it's going to be a month, maybe 2 before I do a homebrew highlight on it. So I stream it, and I've already got my next 3 weeks set with ROMs that people have given me, asking me if I could show them on the channel. So I'm playing Oleani Games next week. The week after that, it's a new Game Boy game that was sent to me, and then the week after that is a couple Intellivision games that were sent to me. So, and I love doing it, but as far as like just sitting down and enjoying a game without testing it or showing it or doing it for the channel, I mean, I enjoy playing them when I'm recording footage for a review, but I don't get to do that really anymore at all.
Yeah. And if you do in that odd chance that you're like, yeah, I don't really. Do you almost feel guilty for not recording? You're like, oh, I could have made a video out of this.
Possibly, but I'll be honest. I spend probably about 30-40 weeks, 30-40 hours a week on my channel, which is way too much. I admit it's way too much. But all of my reviews are scripted. Those intros, if I drop the intros, I could drop that to maybe 20 hours.
Yeah.
Because and not because of the editing, because of like the prep and like I have to set up, I have to come up with the intro and all that stuff. But I'll be honest, like when I'm not, like when I have free time, which is very little, I don't really feel like playing games most of the time. It's because I play them all the time, and that's even like, you know, I'll have 15 minutes, and that's why I really like you guys doing the one and done with your things, because I don't know if you've noticed, I have a very competitive edge to me. And if it isn't a one and done, I will play until I'm the top of the list. And if somebody beats me, I really have to fight that urge to come back and try to beat them. Not because I'm upset that I didn't win, but I'm just competitive, right? It's a natural thing for me. So the one and done allows me. Retro Creep had a great Demon Attack score. I don't know if you've guys wound up yet, but like even knowing after finishing that I didn't win, I was like, but it's a one and done. It's fine. And all I really care about is beating Casey.
And
right?
it's all fine if you're competitive like that. That's great. It's fun, you know. Even like when we did Spider Fighter, you know, oh, he did this score, I'm going to play again. That's it. But
that one, and the thing is, to get a score that beat your score, it took me 2 hours of playing Spider Fighter, because that is a long game if you're going for a high score.
But we have had people that are far too serious about this. And now we had somebody that argued about time zones. Yeah. And that is just so totally ridiculous. At that point, I was ready to say, we're done with everything if you're serious about this, dude, because, well, it's no fair, because I'm Eastern time, but this guy gets to play until 3 o'clock my time. Well, that's midnight his time. Usually, you know. Use your head.
And the competition started 3 hours early for you.
Right. Yeah.
You had that extra 3 hours.
Whatever.
And
everybody has work and things to do during the week. So if you don't, then you can sit there and play it all week long if you want to. You know.
And what do you actually get from it? You get a shout out on this show.
Yeah, we don't even give the ninja things that Bliss would give out. You know,
I got a few of the ninja playing card things, and even then, it's like it's a really cool thing that he used to do. But like, is it worth getting upset over not getting a little, like, print your own card out if you're really
I don't normally get angry. I'm a very easygoing person, but when that person started that, and we even at that point, I think whoever was winning or won at that point, they got upset too, and they totally left the Discord because of it. And it's like, no, dude, don't leave. We're on your side.
I remember who that was.
Yeah.
I remember who that was.
And still to this day, when I asked Megan about when her Phoenix ends, and she said Eastern Standard Time, that was the first thing that popped in my head. It's like, well, that's no fair because I'm in Central Time. But it's like,
but also right now it's Eastern Daylight Time. There is no Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. We're in daylight. Come on. But yeah, it gets so ridiculous. And Greg and I, we used to do 10-week long tournaments where you would get points for the first place, second place, third place. Each got points, and then participation. Everyone got 1 point. And at the end, Greg would give out a trophy and $25 gift card from Amazon. So there was a little bit on the line, but not a lot. Most of us were just playing to, try to be middle of the pack. And even that, it got to the point where Greg's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And the last two people that won the tournament overall never even sent, let alone a thank you for when they got the trophy.
Right.
They didn't even send an acknowledgement that they received it. So he's like, these people that it's not a fancy, expensive thing, but he has to go to the trophy shop. He's got to get it made, custom plate on there that says they won this tournament, the spring tournament of 2024, ship it out to him, and not even hey, I got it. Just never heard from him again. It's like,
Yeah.
what the, you know, so it,
Yeah, that's
And
messed
like
up.
I've considered doing competitions and stuff like that in the past, but again, like there's always at least one person that takes it too seriously. And I just don't want, like, I don't have the energy to deal with what I do now, let alone anything else. I don't have a Discord. I know Derek, years ago, like 2 years ago, Derek offered to make me a Discord, and I was like, I'll hang out on Blisses and Pose for now.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, and even then, like every single Discord group I join, the first thing I do, and I've only joined like 3, but the first thing I do is go to every single category, and some have way too many categories, like you guys do actually. is go through and change the settings to only notify me if I am mentioned. And
I
do that
have
on
them
every single
all.
one.
I have them all muted, and then I'll just check it when I can because I was getting too many notifications for everything on there.
Right.
So-
Creeper's here. The
Creeper's
man
here.
that
Hey, Craig.
hurt my pride in Demon Attack. Good job, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, before you got here, Creep, we were talking about you a little bit. And I thought it was funny because Poe and I started off. Poe thought he did bad till he saw my score. And then Creep,
You made Derek look good.
I did. Yeah. And Creep came down. He threw down that 90, what was it? 9600, 9620. And he was almost
Yeah.
apologetic. He's like, I mean, I play it all the time, guys. I feel, and it's like, no, dude, you played a great game. Good for you. I don't care. And that's what I was going to say, why I like the one and done, especially with these Atari 2600 games. You guys know, I've never had an Atari until I got this 7800 plus. Most of these games, this included, I played Demon Attack on the Intellivision, never played it on the Atari. That was my first game ever, picking up and playing Demon Attack on the 2600. So if it wasn't a one and done, I'd have been fighting to try to get above Derek so I could say, yeah, I got second to last. But now I'm like, fuck it. I got
I
shitty
think you're
score.
pretty safe. I think you're pretty safe.
I think I got the basement locked. And I don't care. It's just fun. I never got to play it before. I played it. I'll make
Yeah,
a
that's
video.
the fun part.
I'll
Maybe
look like an
introduce
idiot. But
people to games that they haven't tried before or never got a chance to play.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Creep's apologizing in the chat. And I know he's joking, but it is okay. I am, despite what Casey may have told you, I do not have to win everything.
yeah. And like I said, I got home from work and Creeper was on live and I popped it in there and he threw down a 10,000 plus game of Demon Attack on the 2600. So I immediately unsubbed and left. No, I'm like, I could play 10 games and add them together and I still not catching Creep. But no, it's all in fun. But I think it's a great idea. Poe said, let's pick some obscure games and so maybe get, you know, and I forget who said
something
it.
like beat 'em and eat 'em.
It'll get people to play games that they haven't played in a long time, you know, and say, hey, I haven't played that since the 80s.
I saw somebody throw out Centipede, which is always fun, but a lot of people do Centipede. We've done it before on our old show.
Yeah.
So what's that? How about throw out some games?
You should do the hack Human Centipede.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which still not as disturbing as Human Millipede.
Right.
Speaking of games, I'll do a little plug. This Tuesday, and both of you guys are going to be on. We are having our 100th episode of the Retro Bliss Rewind podcast, and I have put together a whole thing. We're going to be doing Name That Game, Name That Guest. We're going to be doing trivia, all based on the show and our last 100 episodes. I'm sure most people will do terrible, but it is going to be a fun time.
And I've been there at least in the chat for every single one of your episodes. But
so
my
you might
head
do
is,
okay.
No, my head's terrible when it comes to this stuff. So if you ask about a guest, I'll probably be making up a lot of names. But I'll keep it PG for Phil.
Yes, you got to keep it PG for Phil.
Yeah.
At least
Well,
PG-13. We get away with a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if all I know is if you got a guest, name that guest, and it's a crotchety sounding person who can't pronounce anybody's name properly, I know that guest. That's old Poe.
I did last night before bed. I made some promos finally because every Saturday when Mike's on, he talks about, hey, you want to make something for this, we'll show it. And I'm always like, I'm going to do it. And then I always forget every week. So
Yes, I've got one now.
finally made one for you. And then I made a little clip for
And
the Bliss special.
And in typical Poestyle, my longest one prior to this was 17 seconds. This is a 58-second old Poe interlude that I will be using.
That's probably the problem with never being scripted. Never having anybody check on me there.
Nice. Yeah, I think Derek said something earlier, and I don't know if you had seen it, but he said, oh man, it's way up there now. Oh, here it is. So Mike, you're like Mike the Gaming Road Warrior. You prep and have scripts and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were all talking.
If you go back, and please don't, but if you go back and watch my first, I think 3 episodes, I didn't do scripts for those. And I literally had to be at least an hour going through, like, first of all, you have to remember everything you want to say. And you always finish an episode, you're like, oh, I didn't say that, and it just doesn't make the episode. But then also I had to go through and edit out or just like drop the audio for all my ums and ahs. I'm better now than I used to be because like that was just me starting out and I'd never been on camera before in that kind of way. But aside from my OnlyFans, but yeah, just for me to script it, it gets rid of the ums and ahs. It gets in, and I actually now have. I have this.
Yeah,
so you put your phone under here, and it goes over the camera here, and it gives me a teleprompter, and I have a little remote that controls it.
And that would work great for me, except my phone is my camera, so.
Yeah. No, you need an actual camera because it's got a whole pile of different rings to put it on different discs, but.
Yeah, I was going to mention that because I remember we were all maybe it was in the green room one time, but Dr. Scott and you were talking about those, and I did look into those, and I'm just like, I would have to start using a real camera at some point.
Well, my problem would
I'm sure there's a way to hook it up to your phone camera, but
my problem would be that I normally wear glasses. I don't ever wear them when I'm on camera, except for my television ones I do because I'm too far from the TV. But so if I put that teleprompter on, all my videos would be like this. Welcome to the show.
You can actually it has a remote, but there's an app that obviously you download and you load your scripts in. What I do is I email myself my script and then I just copy paste it into the app. But you can make that font as big or as small as you want. You can have it scrolling at any speed. So you could have like literally like one word on the screen every time. You'd be able to read it.
And there's an art to that as well. I mean, of course, number one, you're coming up with the script, but reading it and not sounding like you're reading it,
Yeah. That's what I've had to. That's what I've had to do with this stupid. It's not stupid, Spencer. You've wrote a wonderful script, but good God, does he? Like it's like a medieval Game of Thrones style kind of thing. So there's characters like Drut from Nordnab and stuff like, and I'm trying to read this shit like it's something that naturally would come out of my mouth, and it's like, God.
Did you ever see that interview they did with Mark Hamill after the first original Star Wars came out, and he talks about this line of dialogue that Lucas had wrote. He says,
yes,
I still have it memorized, and he reads it all. He says it. Yeah. He's like, who talks like that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I could not tell you that line, but and it's even like Harrison Ford even told George Lucas, you can write this shit, but you can't say it.
You can't say it. Yeah, you're writing things you can't say. It's just it's hilarious. I would be tripping over my own scripts. Because what I hate the most, and I'm sure you guys have, I know Poe has, and I'm sure you have, Mike, because you've made so many videos over the time, where you do a video and something got screwed up, like your audio got screwed up, you lost it, or something happened. So you reshoot the video, and then I'll get done because I don't script anything. And I'll be like, God dang it, 2 of the biggest points of that video, I didn't say the second time because I remembered in my brain that I said it already.
Yes.
And it's like, fuck, that was the first video, not the second one. And then I'm like, I'm not recording it a third time.
I've done it with a lot of these different things that I buy, you know, for the sprint and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm going to say this, this, and this at the end during the wrap up. Then I record the whole wrap up to it, put it together, and I upload it. I'm like, I didn't say that, which was kind of important to the whole thing.
Even when I'm doing stuff off the cuff, if I have stuff that I specifically want to mention, I've got a notepad in front of my keyboard all the time, and so I will write down the points, or I'll put them in a text file on my monitor because my camera is right between my two monitors here. So, yeah,
I've done stuff for. Not so much with the show now that me and Poe are doing, and see, I don't know which way I'm pointing. So apparently, it's me and you doing the shows now, Mike. When I'm doing, but the old show with the four of us, I have somewhere on my phone. I still have notes of stuff that I would type out, and I get out my notepad on the phone, and I never said any of them because we just get to talking about stuff. And after the show, I pick up my phone and go, "Fuck! I had 4 points that I wanted to talk about." And we didn't.
Oh, you save them for next week.
But yeah.
Well, so now that it's hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, somebody has to take the old forgetful man slot. Now that Greg's gone.
Right. Yeah. I was planning on doing it myself, but I always forget. So.
And that's the thing.
I remember one time after our show, Phil got. Like, he was just annoyed, but he's like, nobody laughed at my joke. And I'm like, because it is the same damn joke you've said like 40 times on the show. It's like, I thought I was wrong. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken or something like that.
Right.
And he uses it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've heard it too many times. You got to come up with new jokes. It's like his only mom joke is a Slurpee joke, which don't get me wrong, is a great joke.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
But the 40th time, it's not as funny. It doesn't have as much punch.
Yeah. Speaking of old jokes, I heard a joke, and I'm sure you guys have heard it in some variation because there's, but I saw it on a video. So I took it to one of the girls at work. And the funny part is how it was received and how I had it. It's the old, what's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? And the way it was worded there is you can't hear an enzyme.
Yeah.
And she just looked at me totally blank. I'm like, because you can hear a hormone. She's just totally blank. I had to break it down by syllable because you can hear a hormone. Oh my gosh, I get it.
Like, those old jokes like that, like the I, then spell map and say ness. My brother and my buddy, we did that to a neighbor's grandson when he was visiting for the summer, and he was just young, so he didn't get it at all. He's like, I mapness. We're trying to get him to say, I am a penis. Yeah. It didn't work on him, but it worked on Casey live because I knew Casey would read everything right up. So I did screen capture that, and I was going to do a fake interview where it's like, I'm interviewing Casey now, and every answer of his was going to be, I am a penis. And then he laughs, It's like, but no, I'll leave Casey alone.
The other one we used to do. Remember those little Dixie cups that you had like for rinsing your mouth after you brush your teeth or something? But my Dixie wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that one? I got my dad had gotten remarried.
I love that creep. I love that joke. When I got separated from my ex-wife and I started dating, I was talking to this one girl, and she's like, "You got to give me a memorable hello or whatever." So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take a chance. What's the difference between jam and jelly? I can't jelly my dick into your ass, right?" and it was just like, oh. One message, my message, God, and then followed by you have my attention. We went on a few dates. It actually worked.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when after the experience of telling the girl at work the hormone joke, then Shelby, my daughter, came. She actually stayed at the hotel last night because she had a function in town, and she came down. So I said, well, let me see what your reaction. And I said, what's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? And she was just like instantly, because she knows me too well. She listened. What's she moaning about? It's like, so she knew where it was going. And,
yeah, this is a hormone, not a bitch moan.
Yeah,
this is a good moan. Yeah,
right. But yeah, she knows where my jokes are coming from. But yeah. Now Shelby told a joke, and I don't know if you guys have heard this one. It's fairly long, but not too long. This biker dude's in a bar, and he's drinking. And he sees a jar with a bunch of $20 bills in it. So he asks the bartender, "What's up with the jar?" He says, "Well, you put $20 in there, and there's 3 tasks, and if anyone can complete all 3 tasks, you win the pot." And he goes, "All right, what are the tasks?" He goes, "Well, I'll tell you. I'll go ahead and tell you. The first task they had a 5th of tequila. You got 1 tippet." He goes, "All right, no problem. What's the second task?" "We got a mean old Rottweiler out back with a bad tooth. You got to pull that dog's tooth." He goes, "Okay, no problem. What's the third one?" He says, "We got a 70-year-old woman upstairs, never been laid, meanest woman ever. You got to take her virginity." He's like, "I'm in." Throws his 20, takes the bottle, tips it, 1 tip, drinks the whole thing down, goes outside. You hear a ruckus, snarling, growling, all kinds of stuff. He comes back in all tore up, and he goes, "All right, now where's that old woman with the tooth?" My daughter told me that joke.
One of my favorites is this guy driving down the road, and he sees a sign for a diner. He's a little hungry, so he's been looking, and it says hot dogs $2, hamburgers $3, chicken burgers $5, hand jobs $50. And so curiosity hits him. He pulls in and he walks into the diner, and he sees this gorgeous woman behind the bar and a whole pile of guys at the counter that clearly look satisfied with their service. And he goes up and he's like to the lady behind the counter. He's like, "Are you the one that gives the hand jobs?" She looks at him sultry and says, "Yes." He's like, "Good, wash your hands. I want a hamburger."
Nice. Yeah. Well, then I told that girl, when she didn't get the hormone joke, I told her another one, and this one I heard years ago. I don't know if you guys heard this one. Deaf couple gets married. They're both completely deaf, so they only speak in sign language. And on their wedding night, the wife says, "Hey, we gotta come up with a plan here for when we go to bed." And he's like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, it's our wedding night, so we know what's going on tonight. But on a regular night, once we turn off the lights, we can't talk because we can't see our hands." And he goes, "Okay." And she goes, "So I think we should have signals." And he's like, "Well, what do you got in mind?" She says, "Well, for you, if you want to have sex, reach over and squeeze my right boob 1 time. If you don't want to have sex, squeeze my left boob 2 times. And he goes, "Oh, I get it. And for you, if you want to have sex, you reach over and pull on my penis 1 time. And if you don't want to have sex, pull on my penis 100 times. And
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, the girl at work, she goes, "Oh, so it's a win-win for me." I said, "Yeah, but the 100 is a little bit better." And then oh my God. So she didn't even know what I meant by the pull on it 100 times until I made the trick. It's like, yeah.
This isn't a sexy one, but it's a fun one.
Okay.
There's this guy. He's having a coffee, and he looks out in the street, and there's the strangest funeral procession he's ever seen. There's a hearse, and then about 20 feet behind it, there's another hearse. Then about 20 feet behind that, there's a man walking a dog. And then about 10 feet behind him, there's 100 men in a straight line following. It's the weirdest funeral procession he's ever seen. So he goes up, and he finally gathers the courage. He walks up into the procession to the guy walking the dog. And he's like, what's going on here? It's like, "Well, my wife got mad at me one night, and she was yelling at me, and she started physically attacking me. And my dog here, seeing that I was being attacked, jumped, grabbed her by the throat, ripped it out. She was dead almost instantly." And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. What's with the second hearse though? He's like, well, my mother-in-law was there too, and she tried to jump in to defend my wife, and the dog saw that and jumped in, attacked her too, and killed her. And there was an awkward silence between them for a while. And he's like, oh, can I borrow your dog? And the guy says, yeah, but you'll have to get in line.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Creeper's got one here.
Okay.
Drunk dude in line at the store. Lady in front of him has simple things like milk, eggs, and butter. He said, "You're single, aren't you?" She doesn't think anything weird about her stuff. Is there more? Am I missing it?
Is it about milk, eggs, and butter? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's about the whole single thing.
I don't know. Now I feel like the girl at work. I'm missing this one.
Yeah. Hormone.
Maybe we got to say it slower.
Yeah, I think I know I remember the punchline of this one.
Oh, we're waiting for the punchline. Okay.
Oh, there's a punchline coming?
Yeah, well, I can't see the whole thing on my screen because it's my phone, but you're single? Yeah. She doesn't think anything weird about her stuff. And I think at the end of it, he says, no, it's because you're so ugly. Oh, sorry.
Part two didn't post due to language.
Oh, gee. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes it's
got the setup.
It's such tame stuff that sometimes we'll get kicked out. And I noticed because I watch all the live streams on my TV, but I have it on my phone to chat. Yeah. And I can tell because I'll have the chat on the TV also. And I'll type something. And
I've noticed in Megan's chat, it won't show up. Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm like, dang it. That was relatively tame what I said there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Poe got it? What is it? What is it, Poe?
You know, she thinks it's because, how can you tell from all of this stuff? And he says, no, it's because you're so freaking ugly. That's why he knows she's single.
Oh, I got it. Nice. Yeah. It's funny. We had a girl that worked at the grocery store with me up in Arkansas, and she was a college age girl, but she was raised pretty religious, and she didn't cuss or anything like that. And the boys, I tell the guys that worked at the store, I tell them all these jokes, and they'd be like, go tell her. And I'd be like, I'm not going to tell her these jokes. And she'd just go ahead and tell it so the guys will shut up. And I told her the deaf couple. And when I did the punchline that pull on it 100 times, I just looked at her stone face. I'm like, I never got that one. Why would he want it 100 times? And she's just like, I am not explaining that to you. And she turned around and walked away. So everyone's like, that was funnier than the joke. But yeah, there's some good ones out there. But
yeah, I told a guy that I worked with at the old mill a joke, and he was always like straight-laced dude. He had been in the Army. My friend had told me this joke, so then I said it to him. Everybody's standing around talking about working out. They were really talking about this. So he comes walking up, and I said, hey, his name was Julio. I said, are you into fitness? He said, oh, yeah, I go to the gym, too. I said, well, how about fitting this into your mouth? And he just, he's very homophobic and stuff. So I was called every name in the book.
Wow.
Everybody else laughed, but not Julio.
Not Julio.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. And yeah, somewhere up there, I think it was Gamer Effects. He brought up Last Starfighter. I guess we were talking about movies.
I love that movie.
Yeah. He said that's a great movie from the 80s. Yeah. That was a great movie. Yeah. And I used to watch movies like no other. There was a time where movies were my life.
Well, I was a film student, right? So, and that's become my career. Not not necessarily just film, but like film, television, video production stuff. And yeah, and that's why, like, when you said you like watching the reactions, I love watching reactions, particularly to really good movies that I know not everybody has seen, and just like, and just seeing if they like get certain scenes. It's like, did you get the extra little meaning in the
Yeah. But how frustrating is it when they don't even show the scene? They don't even include it. You're like, what is wrong
That's
with
like
you?
that's like watching Jurassic Park and skipping the T-Rex escape. Like, what are you doing? Why
Yeah.
bother watch the movie at this point?
Yeah, and we'll watch a bunch of those, like Blazing Saddles, or some of those old comedies, and you're waiting for a specific line that and they skip it.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? How did you not include that line? And I've told this story. I used to watch so many movies. I added on to my house in Arizona, and I built a theater, and above that was an arcade, and I watched so many movies back in the day when you could rent movies at the Hollywood Video Store, and I would be waiting in line to rent my movies, and a person would go up like they do, and hey, can you tell me about this movie? And the person working the counter would say, no, but he can. And they'd turn around and ask me about the movie. And,
nice.
Yeah. So, and then finally the manager said, hey, you should apply to work here a couple days. And I'm like, why would I want to do that? She's like, free rentals. I said, where are your applications? So I worked there 2 days a week for like a year. And on Thursdays, we'd get the deliveries for next Tuesday's releases. And I'd go home we were only supposed to take, as employees, 3 movies home at a time. She'd like, if you're going to watch them, take as many home as you want. And she always had me work Tuesday, the new release day, because I would go home with 20 movies and watch them all throughout the weekend and come in. Any of those movies that came out that week, people be like, what can you tell me about that movie? And I just, and now my brain doesn't work, so it all blends together. And I'm asking, hey, did we see that movie? She's like, we just watched that last month. I'm like, son of a.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good. Creep likes reaction flicks so much. I especially had an addiction to compilation of chicks reacting to Order 66 for the first time. Yeah. Yeah. Some of those are fun when they have the reaction compilations of just key scenes.
Like, yeah.
And you're like, wow. Yeah. And now with the big, Artemis just went up and back, and they came back from going around the moon. I don't know. Have you ever watched? I'm sure you watched Apollo 13, right, with Tom Hanks.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Did you ever see the DVD commentary with Jim Lovell?
Yes, I did.
That is my favorite commentary of all time, and it's from little stuff down to I remember that we had all the Corvettes, but mine wasn't that color. To what I really liked was when they did this, when they're doing the scene where the two guys are arguing, like Bill Paxton's blaming Kevin Bacon for stirring the tanks and stuff, and they're kind of arguing all that, and he's like, that never happened. We never turned on each other. Like, that's movie drama.
And then I mean, you have to put something like that in.
Something like that in there.
And so you take historical films with a grain of salt. One of my big things, and I don't mind, is like they'll combine characters, because otherwise you just have like 100 characters. So they'll combine what this person did and this person did and this person did all into just this person.
Yeah.
And they'll shorten things. Like Saving Private Ryan makes it look like the D-Day landings were 30 minutes.
Right.
Like by the end of the day, they didn't even have Pointe du Hoc. Like my son and I went to France 2 years ago now, and we went to all the D-Day beaches and Pointe du Hoc, where they had to scale the cliffs and go up there. By the end of day one, Omaha Beach wasn't completely clear. Like they were off the beach, but they weren't, like they didn't have a big, strong beachhead. And Pointe du Hoc, there were still SS divisions sitting in there. Like they were like 2 bunkers over that way. But if you watch Saving Private Ryan and you take it at face value, you're like, 30 minutes, they cleared it and were able to move inland. Yeah.
That's the thing. As brutal as that opening is to that movie, it's not even close to how bad it really was.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I think so like I'm a huge history guy. And so I think where things like Saving Private Ryan do it right is, yes, it condenses it all down and all that, but it gives you a good feel. Like the feeling is authentic.
Yeah.
And it puts you in that perspective. Not every, like, one of the things famously wrong about Saving Private Ryan is those anti-sea, like the big steel beams or wooden logs or whatever that are up there. They're pointed out to sea. They're supposed to be pointed inwards because the idea was a ship coming, like landing craft would. Sorry, let's do it this way. Landing craft would come, go up, and then tip over, as opposed to just bump into it and then be like, okay, we'll go around it.
Right.
So there's little things like that, but the atmosphere is entirely right. It's like Kingdom of Heaven. I don't know if you've seen that series on Netflix. Loved Kingdom of Heaven. And it takes place during like Alfred the Great and the Vikings taking over, or not Kingdom of Heaven, sorry, Last Kingdom.
Oh.
And it's, fictional character within a historical setting. And yes, like almost everything in this, aside from the grand scheme of things, is fictional, but it is portrayed in a very authentic feeling way. And so like that's all I ask from my historical movies. Not everything has to be Tora or Waterloo, where it's like exact, like this is exactly what happened at this time and this is exactly what this person said. You can do a completely fictional, like Das Boot is probably my favorite film of all time. And it is an entirely fictional story. U571 did exist, but all the characters are fictional.
Right.
The mission is fictional. The story is fictional, but it is probably the most authentic.
It's an amazing
feeling.
movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, and it's all inside. Like you feel claustrophobic with them. The first time I ever watched that was on like a 13-inch television screen in a dorm room, and I had the lights out, and I felt like I was on that submarine. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be bang on historically accurate to have a fantastic historical film.
Right. Yeah. Now, for me, if you want to talk submarine movies, I always go to The Hunt for Red October, mostly because I was in the Navy and I tracked submarines for a living when that movie hit. And watching.
And you really believe that a Russian captain had a Scottish accent?
That's right. That's the most accurate part of that movie. No, what's funny is when we're listening to them talk about some of the gear on the submarine, and we're like, a bunch of us were listening to stuff and we're like, that's borderline. And Tom Clancy's known for it's borderline classified information.
Yes.
And it's like, he's getting really close here to some of this stuff, but it was fun to watch. We all of us that track submarine, all of my shipmates there, we all went together and we're watching this movie and seeing how some of the stuff played out and how good it was. But I still say, in that movie, the Dallas is the big hero, right? Jonesy's the sonar guy on the Dallas. The following year, I was deployed to Rota, Spain, and we were tracking a Russian submarine from the air. I flew in P3s, and there was an American submarine that was trailing him, and they lost contact, and they popped up and asked us the relative bearing and range to the Russian submarine, and it was the Dallas. They had to ask us where the submarine. And if you caught that, they were trailing them. Yes. Optimal position to be in to track another submarine, directly behind their screws, and they lost contact. Yeah. So, my son, when I told you Jason was in the Navy too, I told you after he made his mom joke to you, he was. And he was in submarines, but he knows not to. He's like, I'm not going to get into that argument. Who's better at tracking submarines, P3s or submarines? Because we know the real answer. It was the P3s. But so for me, whenever I watch Red October, it brings me back to that time, when I was in the Navy, and that's what we did for a living, was tracking submarines, and it's fun. But
I remember reading an interview with Tom Clancy, and like apparently after multiple of his books, he had people from the military be like, how did you know? And he's like, well, it just made sense. Like nobody told me. certain things made sense, like the corkscrew drive or whatever on the Soviet submarine, and
yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff was pretty far off, and some of the stuff was pretty accurate, and you could tell there was some guesswork going in there. But yeah,
telling
we
me
like
Red Dawn wasn't a accurate prediction.
Yeah, no. Now,
Always wanted to be a Wolverine.
Wolverine. Funny enough, another of my favorite submarine movies is Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, I love that
Kelsey
movie.
Grammer.
Movie.
And there is a P3 in that movie. They show a brief glimpse. They pop up and look around, and they show a P3 flying over, dropping sauna buoys. And I'm like, hey, there we are. That's us. But yeah.
Derek's talking about his mom again.
Look for Derek.
Kelly will, from time to time, bring up a quote from Down Periscope whenever you're watching stuff like the recently. It would be the Houston rodeo, apparently, where they had to put into dress code because of the way these girls. But you see these girls that are popping out of their tops, and Kelly always says she's almost out of uniform. That's a Down Periscope joke.
Yes.
Yeah. What the heck? God dang it. Rob Schneider, prepare to dive. That just cracks me up. That whole movie just makes me laugh. But
it's one of those movies that I remember, even when it first came out, it felt like a throwaway movie. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I got to see this. It's going to be so funny. It's like, oh, this is going to be a stupid film. And then you watch it and you're like, that was a really fun movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you, the old sub hunter in me will tell you, diesel boats are very hard to track.
Really?
When they go underwater and they turn off their diesel engine, it's very quiet. It's an electric motor with a battery. They don't go very fast underwater. They are very hard to track. I've told this story before. I don't think I told you before, Mike, but I've told this story before. We were doing some war games with our own submarines, and we were tracking a Los Angeles class submarine. And
sorry, 1 second. My daughter wants to say goodnight.
Okay.
Come under the thing. You are live. You are live. See, he's waved to everybody. Good night, dear.
But so they were putting frequencies in the water, and we were tracking them. They were pretending to be Soviet. And after we got done, our tactical coordinator called down and said, "Hey, do you mind if we track you for a while?" And he literally laughed on the radio and said, "You can try." And so he said, "I'll give you a head start. We're going to go this course and speed for the next 20 minutes." So we did what anyone would do. We went directly in front of them and put a sauna buoy pattern almost on top of each other. This pattern was super tight. Yeah. And they're driving through, and all of a sudden our acoustic operator, he said, "I think they just passed buoy number 4. I don't remember the number, but whatever, in the middle of our pattern." So the tactical coordinator, he knew where he went underwater, and he knew where Dick said, "I think he just went past that buoy." 10 minutes later, he pops right up exactly where that marker was. And then the TACO calls back and he goes, "Now you said you think he went by. What do you mean?" He said, "I happened to be listening, and for a second, the ambient sea noise got quieter when he drove by our buoy."
Oh, wow.
That's pretty quiet. He was within 100 yards of that buoy, and Dick got nothing on our equipment at all. Huh. He about ran over the buoy and nothing, and he just happened to be listening, and it actually got quieter for a second.
Well, what about like the old diesel subs? Don't they like ping? You can ping them, and they'll get the reflected.
Yeah, you can ping anything, and yeah, then you'll know exactly where they are. But if you're trying to be stealthy, in all my time we never dropped an active buoy, not once, because they're expensive for one. And you don't necessarily, we try not to overfly them either, because they know if you overfly the submarine, they can hear the airplane. So we would try not to overfly them. We don't want them to know that we know where they're at. So pinging would be, if we're ready to drop a torpedo, maybe you'd ping them. But like I said, I was.
See, I don't know the ins and outs of submarine hunting. I was never in the Navy.
Yeah, it's all just being quiet and listening. It's all about listening. Unless they pop up, then I could hit them with the radar. And more often than not, I would just be listening for them to turn on their radar.
So what you're saying is for the last like 20, 30 minutes, Poe's been a Navy man.
Yeah. Just sitting and listening. Yeah, it was
lots of Navy in the family, that's for sure. My dad, my brother's 2 oldest sons. Yeah, well, Navy.
Yeah, I used to know so much about the Soviet Navy. It's sickening. We could get painted by a radar, and I could look at the carrier frequency, the pulse width, how long the pulse was on, and how long the gap was between there, and I could tell you every missile system on that boat with its range, whether it's a surface-to-air missile, surface-to-surface, just off of 3 numbers.
You especially knew the surface-to-air missiles.
I knew every one of them.
I love the Monty Python reference, and we even have the machine that goes bing.
Yeah, when the administrator comes, you got to turn that on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was kind of, the joke used to be if we were in a wartime situation, I was a sensor station 3. That's the non-acoustic side. Mm-hmm. If you ever saw me jump up and throw a parachute on, you should follow me because I know someone's locked onto us and we're about to go down. But yeah, good times. Now it seems crazy to think that 30 years ago I used to fly around tracking submarines.
Your mom always had a parachute on. Sorry.
She was always going down in a hurry, I'll tell you that.
That's right. And I got to give the Canadian Navy props. Now, I was enlisted. All of our sensor operators, the 2 acoustic guys and I was the non-acoustic, we were enlisted. But in the Canadian Navy, they put officers doing that job, what we did, the exact job. And if we flew up to Canada and we're staying over there because we're doing some kind of joint mission or whatever, they would put me and the other 2 guys in officers' quarters. They're like, you guys are doing the job of officers. You can have officers' quarters. And we're like, okay, I guess. But they don't want to hang out with us because our guys would look at us as still the enlisted guys. So,
yeah, that's true.
We're a little fish
we
out
don't
of
have
water.
as many people, so we can have better accommodations for more of them.
Yeah, and even the enlisted barracks were better than the United States enlisted barracks, especially in the Navy. We didn't have those cushy dorms like the Air Force has.
All y'all are both whiners coming from an Army, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what I like? One of my favorite places to go on deployment was to the Azores because we'd stay in an Air Force base, and I liked it that the maids would come and pick up my laundry and do our laundry and make our beds, and you could leave $5 in your shoes and they'd polish your shoes for you. That's a true story. In the Navy barracks, you had to chase away all the cockroaches and stuff to get to your clothes. And
you had to pick the weevils out of your food. Yeah.
My son joins the Air Force. Then he gets stationed at a joint base with the Army, and the chow hall near him is run by the Army. He's like, I don't go there. He'd rather just, he has a car, he gets fast food. My wife always says, eat for free, you're there. He's like, you don't understand, Mom.
It'll make him a man.
That's right.
all you wussies in the Air Force and the Navy, Army will make you a man.
Well, and we did eat good. I tell you what, the second tech school I went to, the permanent party chow hall was down for refurbishing. So they sent their cooks to us. They were right in the same building, our dorms. So we got all of the awesome food. We even had lobster tail and steak a couple times while I was there.
Wow.
But they had a fast food line, with great cheeseburgers and things like that. But then there was also like the regular dinner line where you roasted turkey, mashed potatoes. And I think you could eat twice for each meal if you really wanted to.
Wow.
But then after that, when I got to my base, my wife came up. So I wasn't single anymore. I wasn't going to the chow hall. I was eating home cooking every night.
Nice. Yeah. I only dealt with all that stuff. I was married the whole time I was in, so I only had to do that on deployments. That's where I would go. And what made me laugh is when we went to Bermuda, we got $163 a month per diem. And Bermuda, it was back in the 80s when I was there, late 80s. I think I was in Bermuda 89. It was $5 for a can of Budweiser. So you didn't go out in town and drink very often. And a Big Mac, just a sandwich back then, was still more expensive than now going and getting a Big Mac in Bermuda. So it was, and then my next deployment was to Spain. Spain was dirt cheap, but the chow hall on base was closed. So we got like $550 a month per diem. My whole paycheck went into the bank, and I lived off my per diem check because it's like you go out in town and get a dinner, it was like $2. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, so the most expensive place I ever went, I got the least amount of money. And the cheapest place I went, I got the most amount of money. So that was kind of crazy.
Well, listen, hey, Derek, lobster tail and steak when there are people going hungry. In my opinion, military deserves that and so much more, not just one branch over another. These guys, these young kids, maybe some of them don't realize, but I think they do, you want to serve your country. There's certain people that do, and there's other people that don't, and so be it. That's the way it is. But those guys, in my opinion, that are willing to go out there and die, they deserve it.
Yeah, and for people that don't know how all this works, we'll tease each other all day long. Me and Poe will tease Air Force, Navy. Mike can throw Army stuff in there, but we used to laugh. We travel a lot, and Marines were with us. And we'd be at a bar in Spain, and I could be sitting there talking to a Marine, and we're about throwing punches at each other. But if one of the Spanish people were to punch the Marine, all the Navy guys were jumping on that.
Yeah.
It's like, I can tell Poe to fuck off, but they better not.
It's the same. It's the exact same thing as siblings. It's like, that's my job.
Right.
You come in, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. So we all tease, and it. Sometimes the teasing will come to blows. I've seen literal fights between Navy guys and Army guys, Navy guys and Air Force guys. But if there's a third party that jumps in, it's going to be Air Force and Navy against him. It's like, yeah.
And you talked about favorite military movies. Now, this really isn't a real serious one, but No Time for Sergeants with Andy Griffith is one that I watch all the time. My son watches it on his own out there. Not hilarious movie. You haven't checked that one out. It's not going to be a serious war movie. It's just Andy Griffith. He's the hayseed, and
Chuck's calling you out. The green screen is AI.
It is.
It's a green screen of a green screen.
That's right. His regular green screen is hidden behind that AI green screen.
That's right. I've keyed this in. Actually, the reason it looks like that is because I tried to, like, on the edges. I installed like a big heavy duty curtain rod along the top of my room here. So whenever I need a green screen, I could just throw it up there and clip it on the clamp. But what I did, because I wanted to try to circle it for doing the voiceovers, is I pulled it around. So it's actually clipped further forward. And that's why it looks all bowed. And
yeah, because if you're actually doing green screen,
you want it as flat as possible.
Yeah, chroma key and those wrinkles, it'll show them. It's not one way or another.
Well, but I do it manually. It's not like I use key light in After Effects. So I could take care of this if I wanted to, especially because I'm wearing a red shirt. And when I wear a red shirt, it brings out the red in my face too.
Oh, yeah.
High blood pressure. Right?
So I look like high blood pressure and like you drink whiskey all day long, right?
Well,
now that you mention it,
maybe we should. But this would actually key you really well, despite the folds. But if I was wearing anything that reflected that green color at all, I would have a lot of issue trying to get all these different greens out.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, I have the same deal with the curtain. I try to get a curtain pulled all the way around when I'm with your mom, because I don't want anyone to see that I'm with her.
You need a damn big curtain, man. Power to you.
Yeah. Kelly
That's
says
like
it looks
I
cool
did.
like
I
that.
did notice when he said that he had been an angel, but GB Dreams, he's like, "Oh, my favorite taco is Mike's mom." Like, oh, fish tacos.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, so you guys don't drink whiskey all day long? Maybe I have a
Whiskey
problem.
is my go-to, but I do not drink much anymore. I drank a lot when I was younger, and not that it ever became a problem. I was never an alcoholic or anything like that, but I have had enough days curled up in the fetal position with the shower just pouring on me, vomiting into the drain, that I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I like the taste of whiskey. This actually I brought back from Scotland years ago.
Nice.
But I actually have 2 bottles here for summer. Oh, because my boss got me a bottle of whiskey for Christmas. But yeah, whiskey is my favorite, and I will a couple times a week have a glass, and just like maybe a shot or a double at night, and that's it. I don't need anything more. I don't have anything to prove when it comes to alcohol.
Right.
Although that was a really good taste.
Well, I heard I can't remember who the guy was, but I heard a famous guy said something. Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. I can't remember that guy, but yeah.
I'm not a big wine guy. It's all right.
Yeah,
but
me either. I don't like it. Kelly has some wines that she likes. I've never found one that I like. There's a couple that I can tolerate, but
when I met my current wife, she was all about the wine, and I somehow got her on the whiskey. She drinks my whiskey now. I'm like, no, drink your wine.
yeah.
Was it wine or was it champagne and Meet the Fockers? He goes into the convenience store and he says that he wants the most expensive bottle. And the guy says, we have Moms. It's like dirt cheap. He's like, don't you have something more expensive? And the guy says, you can buy a bunch of Moms.
Nice. Yeah. I mean,
the jokes write themselves. DJC knows could he possibly be a TurboGrafx banana that would go shot for shot with me?
Oh, perhaps.
Back in the day, I would have done that, no problem. Like I said, I drank back in the day, but nowadays, like, that's a good whiskey. That's not Jack. I'm not down in a bottle of Jack just to go shot with you.
Yeah, I stopped drinking for the most part a bunch of years back, just because, like you said, the next morning's not as fun anymore. And
yeah. It gets less fun the older you get.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
I know, like, because last week on Casey's show, DJC was on, and in case you didn't watch, DJC is usually a very vibrant, outgoing, like he's a great on-screen personality. He wasn't necessarily on that stream, and it's because he had been pounding them the night before. And he was still feeling it.
Yeah, I think, at one point he said, he was literally still feeling it.
Yeah.
Hey, Operation Shutdown's here.
Yes, and when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I need a full whiskey bottle live stream. You know what? We got 3.98 thousand or 3.96 to go. Sure, we'll do a whiskey stream at 10,000 subs. I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking to one of the girls at work today. There's a couple from India that they do housekeeping at the Holiday Inn, and whenever they find, like, if someone leaves a 6-pack of beer in their fridge, they'll come down and they'll give it to me, and I'll say, well, I don't really drink anymore, but Kelly every once in a while will drink a beer or two. And at one point we had like 30 beers in our fridge because they were supplying us way faster than we would drink them, and it's like. Yeah, you either need to drink these or just get rid of them because, it's a nice gesture, but we don't really drink. And probably about, I don't even know now, 20 years ago, I was still with my ex-wife, and I told her one day, I said, I'm pretty sure I quit drinking at some point. And she said, why do you say that? I said, I bought a 6-pack of beer a year ago, and 5 of them are still in the fridge. And she's like, really? Yeah, because back then I hadn't built my arcade room, so I finished my garage, and that's where my arcade was. And I had a refrigerator in there and stuff. So that's why I always kept my beer, and she didn't pay attention to what I had. But I just bought a 6-pack, and it was a year later. I had 5 of them left. I'm like, I guess I quit drinking. It was never a conscious decision. It was just
I enjoy the odd drink, but like if I went to the doctor tomorrow and they're like, you can never drink alcohol again, okay. Like my life wouldn't change one bit.
Yeah. And when I was on deployment, me and my buddy, we'd get a case of beer every night and split it. So we drink a 12-pack.
I used to spend my entire per diem on alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. And I tell people, me and Dick would drink a 12-pack each every night. And then some nights we'd do some drinking. That was just a day. And then I'd come back from deployment. Like you said, I never had a drinking problem. I'd come back from deployment and I'd go right back into regular life. Now I'm okay. I got a wife and kids.
It's an atmosphere thing. It's a social thing. It's
two-day hangover, says Jeff.
I can't do that anymore, man. I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I've got. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, but every once in a while, I don't mind. But anyway.
But even when I drink, even when I go out with my friends and drink, I'll have 3 or 4. I'll feel it, but I can't drink to the point that like I'm going to be feeling it for 2 days because I have to be productive at some point. Yeah.
I won't go out anywhere and have even one drink anymore. If I'm going to have some beer, it's going to be at home. I've had buddies ask me, like, I'm older now. I just don't need the problem of, I have enough problems right now with my head and stuff. So I don't need to be driving and then people thinking I'm drunk when I'm not really drunk, but I had some beers, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Apparently we have 12 beers of different varieties in our refrigerator right now that are just brought down randomly. But
sample pack.
It's a sample pack. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was never a conscious decision. I just stopped drinking but I will never drink to excess anymore because I'm not dealing with the next morning. It's too much. It's too much. Con started outweighing the positive like 5 years ago for me. Yeah. It's brutal. All right. Well, we're almost at that 2.5 hour mark.
Yeah, my headphones came off quite a while ago. Phone was dying.
Poe lost the headphones. That's a sign we're nearly to the end. Iron City beer is cheaper at home, Poe.
Yeah, it's a Berg thing. That was the Iron City beer.
All alcohol is cheaper at home.
Right.
Iron City beer, that was their whole promotion back in like the 80s and 90s. It's a Berg thing, Pittsburgh. The other one was where I work is Latrobe, and that's where Rolling Rock was always made. So if you're a angry video game nerd fan, he drinks the Rolling Rock all the time.
You know who? So my wife and I, we've been watching through a whole bunch of old series that she had never seen, and some of them I hadn't seen all of them, but we've been watching The Sopranos. The Sopranos drink Rolling Rock. I saw that. I was like, really?
We just went back to The Sopranos for probably the 5th time to watch it the whole way through. And then we went back to Game of Thrones for probably the 3rd time through. Now she's watching Big Love again. And I watched that the first time through. I'm catching some of them here and there with her, but Sopranos, man, that and Breaking Bad, every so many years I can go back and watch all of those over and over.
So Breaking Bad, I definitely can. This is my full-time watching like all of Sopranos. Like back in the day, I would miss an episode here and there. But I remember it being a lot more mob. And now I'm watching it, I'm like, this is 45 minutes of dealing with the family, which is bullshit, by the way. And then 10 minutes of some mob stuff. Give me more mob stuff. Like Meadow, and especially now as a parent of children that are this age, Meadow pisses me off.
AJ pissed me off too.
And AJ is pissing me off. We're right at the end of season 5 right now. We've got like the last episode of season 5, and then we got season 6. But like AJ was really getting on me. But the way that Meadow would talk to her mom, because like the biggest thing, you want to piss me off. Like, I don't care what you say to me. And all my kids listen to me because I'm a dude. I'm more intimidating than my wife. And even my ex-wife, like it was the same thing back then. Like she'd tell them 5 times and I'd tell them once and they'd go do it. But you disrespect your mom, that pisses me off. You want to see me angry?
That's the only thing that
talk
gets
back
me
to your mom. Yeah.
But AJ and some of the stuff he was doing, which applies to some people now. A lot of people now, it's like, oh, what's the point? I can't do it. And then Tony just snapping because he didn't come from that.
Yep.
It's just like, he just starts breaking and smashing everything. It's like, you feel it. You feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that show and Breaking Bad are ones that started long before we started watching them, but we started watching them before they ended. So we then watched a ton of them, and then we got up to like the final 2 seasons and had to wait for each episode. So just love both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
Breaking Bad. I mean, Walter White. You don't want him to be
Breaking
the
Bad
bad
is
guy.
one of the greatest television shows, and it never got bad. Like
Yeah,
Game of
and you can
Thrones,
identify with
last
the guy.
last season, you're like,
The
even
guy wanted his
Sopranos
family
at
to
some
be
point,
all right, right? Yeah, he wanted his family to be all right after he
and
died.
instead he destroyed it.
Yeah, he just became, I'm the man. It was all about ego.
I could dive into Breaking Bad so much.
Oh, man.
I've gotten into full deep conversations of why we hate Skylar. Everyone's like, "Oh, Skylar didn't do anything wrong with the I fucked Ted thing," and like they were separated and all this. I'm like, you don't understand. You're watching this show through the perspective of the bad guy. Ergo, innocent people that get in his way, you are supposed to feel frustrated. You're supposed to hate that.
Man, and every time, even though
It's
Hank
not that
was
they're bad people.
Hank was probably right when he found out, I still rooted for Walter every step of the way. It's like, F you, Hank. F you, Hank.
because you are brought and it's the same, like it's written so well that the whole thing is like evil people don't think that they're evil. They have rationalizations for everything that they do, and it was written well enough that you buy into a lot of the rationalizations. Oh, Hank was forced to kill those first people. He was forced to do this. He was helping his friend. He was doing this, and Skylar's just getting in the way. Skylar, up until she kind of, and it's funny when everybody was like, okay, Skylar's okay now, that's when she kind of turned bad and she's helping him launder the money, right? But like prior to that, you're supposed to look at her as an obstacle because she's an obstacle to the evil that Walter is becoming. And you are buying into his own BS, thinking that he's not a bad guy.
And everything that he did for that family turned them all against him eventually. So
yeah.
Nice.
There we go. That was our Breaking Bad segment.
Yeah. But that's why it's one of the best television shows of all time, if not the best.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, you've got to watch it.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. I've never seen Sopranos either.
Breaking Bad, I think, will get you right from the start, right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Nice.
So who's saying that they haven't watched?
Megan hasn't seen Game of Thrones.
I mean, that's
Crispy
fine.
said
Game of Thrones is some of the best television, especially the Battle of the Bastards. That is one of the best battles ever put to screen, film or television. It's incredible. Just Google Battle of the Bastards. You don't even have to know the scenario. It is
because if you want to watch that whole show, you have to give it time.
You have to invest. You have to invest. Yeah.
Spartacus. Kelly says it's all about Spartacus. Yeah. I had a friend introduce me to Spartacus right after season 1 aired, and he's like, I said, what? I never saw it. He said, well, it's a gladiators thing, but it's like mixing porn with all kinds of blood and guts. I'm like, okay, where's the bad side?
So here's my problem with the first. I watched the first season of Spartacus, and by the time that came out, I was already working in television. And my biggest problem with it, because it tried to do the 300, and then you see the blood splat, and it does like the slow-mo. But as and I am a visual effects artist, I am a graphic artist, a motion graphic artist. The masking wasn't perfect. Right. And it drove me absolutely insane that it was sloppy work. So I never watched after that. And after the first season, I think the guy who played Spartacus, he actually died of cancer.
He died of cancer. Yeah. So they got that different actor.
But I did love that one scene where like the girl's smashing the other girl's head against the floor, and you see her eyeball do like a Like it comes
Yeah.
out of his socket and it's still connected and it doesn't. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones has those moments, man, that you're just
Game of
like,
Thrones
oh my
has so
God.
great moments.
Yeah, what just happened here? And so, just like the one that you mentioned, Mike, there's another one there, and I don't remember his name in the series, but the dude that plays the Mandalorian,
Oh yeah.
he's fighting the
he's in
mountain.
everything. Yeah.
Right.
And when he fights the mountain, and you watch that episode, you're going to be like, "Holy shit!" So you at least look at that episode. Watch that episode.
But like,
Wow.
but like Megan, like if anybody has even the slightest interest, I would recommend them to go see this. But I'm not going to force anybody to
Right.
watch it. But I will talk it like my field of study in college and university was film and television storytelling. So when it's done well, I'm just really passionate. I'm not trying to force anybody to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we all have things that we like that other people don't like. And people have different tastes.
But, I mean, that scene with the mountain and the Mandalorian, you're going to shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched all of Game of Thrones. I enjoyed the series. Like a lot of people,
I enjoyed it more when it was mostly boobies each week, and then suddenly it was wieners each week. And my brother didn't have any premium channel.
It's funny. There are a lot of shows, particularly HBO shows, and if you're looking like really since 2000, where the first season will be full of boobies, and then after that, because they already have you hooked on the story, they don't do as much of that.
Right. Yeah.
And it's never the boobies you want to see. Like,
my brother
like in Sopranos, there's all these, like, I don't know about you guys, and this might be a personal person. I have had girlfriends who have had stuff done, but I do not like fake breasts. Like, they just don't do anything for me. They feel weird. They look weird. But all of their strippers have fake breasts. Like big fake breasts. It's like, I get it, but and I'm a dude in my 40s now. I'm in my mid 40s. I like a little natural sag. I know how good that feels, right? Like, it feels good in the hand. Like, give me natural tits. And so all these girls in the show that are like really attractive, and you're like, oh, I'd actually like to see that. No, you don't get to see those. You only see the strippers.
Yeah, I have my one older brother, really into like the medieval stuff, Dungeons and Dragons stuff when we were kids, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he had never watched the Game of Thrones. And so they were having a free HBO weekend, and I told him, you gotta watch. Just turn it on and watch. You're gonna love it. Well, the show came around that weekend, and I'm watching it, and all of a sudden the show was Wiener Fest, and I'm like, I'm so dead right now. He's gonna be so freaking pissed.
There's that
And
one
then he
episode that
messaged
just starts close up on a wiener, right?
Yeah.
Like
He's
the
just
first shot in the show.
This is the show you like? I figured you'd like a show like this, something. It's like, oh man, it's not usually like that.
Right. Yeah. It was a good show though. I liked it. But yeah, I noticed the trend with the HBO shows. Boobs aplenty in season 1. Now we got you hooked. And
and now they string out maybe a pair or two throughout a whole season. It's like, what are you doing?
All right. True Blood was good for boobies. So there's that.
Okay. I never watched True Blood.
Yeah. Sookie boobies were in there.
Oh, we're really watching Hanging Out this week.
Yeah, whenever I watch the X-Men movies, and what's her name on X-Men?
Yeah.
She's
Rogue.
Yeah, she'll come on the screen. I'm like, I see her boobs. But Kelly's pretty cool with all that stuff. She's like, yeah, they're pretty good.
My wife is too. She'll actually like we'll go out, like we'll go for a walk in the summer, and she'll be like, hey, over there. I'm like, oh
yeah. Kelly will do that. She'll point.
Yeah, and I'll be like, that's disgusting. That's gross.
Yeah. And I joke around. That's what's good. Shelby, as hinted in that one episode with the chat and stuff, she plays for the other team, so she's always looking for hot chicks.
There you go.
And she'll point them
my
out to me.
father-in-law of all people, he was watching True Blood because my mother-in-law wanted to. And I remember one day after the newest episode, me and him had to go somewhere to do something. He's like, you watched that True Blood last night? And I'm like, yeah. He said, you see that chick? She had brown nipples. Like, he was amazed. He's just he was a backwoods, just a regular country fella. He never saw brown nipples before. So he was very happy with that episode.
This week's episode of Hanging Out brought to you by Brown Nipples. Yeah. Had an amazing buffet, too. I'm not going to read anything that's pertaining to. We're just leaving it at the Brown Nipples buffet. Worked at a cable company and went to a pre-showing of True Blood hosted by HBO. Nice. Yeah, Kelly loved that show. I liked it, too.
We watched it every week.
Well, now that I know it has brown nipples, I'll have to give it a watch.
He's going to have to look it up.
Lots of nipple. And matter of fact, I think there's one episode where everybody in town, there's a spell or something where everybody's just like totally horny and they're all screwing each other. So, yeah, you might check it out.
Yeah.
As opposed to just your mother's.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Fun stuff. All right. Well, should we call it?
Yeah, I need to get to bed. I'll be regretting brown nipples at 4 a.m.
Right.
If you hadn't brought up Breaking Bad and all that, this would have been done 20 minutes ago.
Breaking Bad, what a great bar. Right. Watch when you get a chance, if you're stuck in the house, you and Kelly, binge watch Breaking Bad. Wow. What a roller coaster. Yeah. And then Better Call Saul, which is the prequel, but was the sequel.
It's also incredibly well done.
Oh, and then you start learning more about characters from Breaking Bad that you didn't know about while you were watching that series.
And who the hell doesn't love Mike Ehrmantraut? Like,
oh my gosh, what a dude, man!
He becomes such a big part of Better Call Saul that just makes the show awesome.
You wouldn't think from seeing him in Gremlins that he was going to be that cool of a dude that many years later, right?
Well, and because you look at him, like before he even opens his mouth, you're expecting, "Hey, you guys!"
But then you learn, like, this dude.
Yeah, you're like, no, this is the most badass character on the show.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, this dude could take on the cartel.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Yeah. All right, so that's we're gonna call it there. So tomorrow night, as always, Monday night, Pierre will be on, and then he'll lead you right into Casey. Casey's on at 8:00 Eastern time, and then Tuesday, the big show,
big 100.
And I have to admit,
Bliss 100.
I was very excited about this until Mike messaged me and he said, "Oh, Bart's going to be there too," and I'm like, "Oh, I have things to do that night."
If you want to keep track of your score, everybody who's going to be on, like, actually in the episode should. But if you're in the chat and you want to keep score, you'll want a pen and paper because there's a whole bunch of games we're going to be doing with the panel and the chat.
Nice. Should be a great time.
I think Retro Bliss is going to be signing some copies of Pac-Man 2600 and giving them away.
Oh,
legit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I never win anything from either of your guys' shows anyway, so cheaters. Go sub. I'm still have the hope.
You know what? Spencer actually sent me like 20 copies of Soren Rising, which honestly I think is his best Game Boy game. I am going to send me your address. I'll send you a copy of this.
Oh, nice, because I still have one of my boys' Game Boys here.
There you go.
That I'm fixing for him.
It's a good game. It's a challenging game. It's a good game, though.
Yeah. Oh, and Mike, I wanted to say before we go, since you're doing that testing with the AF2, and you let them know if you need someone to play who really sucks at it to get their opinion.
Okay. Yeah. We'll
I'll test it for him.
I still haven't updated the JSON file, right? He updated that JSON file to the first one for game saves. Was that what it was? For the sprint?
Yeah, game saves was one of the earlier updates.
Yeah, I didn't do that yet. So because I bought it before they even had that in there, I think. So
yeah. I can discover all the ways to die in the first 30 seconds of the game.
Trust me. I did too. Like it is a challenging game, but it's a good game.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Can't wait. All right, so make sure you check all that out. Crispy has a show on Wednesday night. I'll be on Thursday night with Greg doing some pinball talk. And Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern time, that's when you'll find Derek and Megan doing their show. And then that puts you right back into the weekend with Mike at 2 o'clock Eastern and Saturday, and back to hanging out with me.
It goes so fast.
So
that's for sure.
It goes so fast. Next thing you know, Poe and I will have an obscure Atari game challenge for next week.
All right.
I'm thinking something no one ever heard of, like Joust.
Squeeze box. Squeeze box.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, Mike. Thanks again for being here. It's always great to see you. And we'll see you live on Tuesday night. And I'm going to play what everybody's been waiting for. Here comes the outro. Part. So the best part of the show. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're out.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. We hope to see you next week.
Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories. You know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme. The baddest around. Flippers are flapping, the high scores in sight. Talking on consoles, day in and day out, through the night. Every button pressed, every cartridge blown clean. Reliving the glory on a glowing screen. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories. You know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme. The baddest around. No cheat codes needed, just passion and fun. For every true gamer till the podcast is done.